Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to Blacktown International Sports Park for this round 20 clash in the NEAFL competition. Should be a great game this afternoon between the Sydney University students and the Canberra Demons. My name is John O'Farr. I'll be your lead commentator this afternoon. Joining me in the commentary box, a man who I haven't seen for a little while. First time was down in the nation's capital for another Canberra Demons game. Eddie Williams, good afternoon to you. Eddie, great to see you again. Should be a pretty good game today between the students and the Demons.
Yeah, it should be, Jono. Sydney Uni in 5th place on the NEAFL ladder. The Canberra Demons are 3rd, but those top 5 sides in the NEAFL only separated by percentage. So very much a home final on the line today for Sydney and Canberra. The last time they met was down in Canberra with the Demons getting home by 19 points. That's the only time they've ever beaten Sydney Uni. They've played 3 times already this season. The students getting the wins in the first 2 encounters. So Canberra has never beaten Sydney Uni away from home, and they're coming off back-to-back losses, the Demons, after 8 straight wins through the middle of the season. Interestingly, Aaron Bruce won the toss for Canberra. He's elected to kick to the right of your screen, which we think is against the breeze slightly. Last weekend, Canberra kicked against the breeze in the final quarter and got overrun by the Swans. So perhaps a change of tactic. Maybe the Demons hoping to come home with a bit of a wind advantage this afternoon on a pretty sunny but breezy day in Blacktown.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. A couple of little clouds in the sky, but not too many to mention. So we're almost set for a start here. Round 20 action, as Eddie mentioned, a home final up for grabs for the Victoria side today. Will it be the students? Can they get their 3rd win over the Demons this year? Or will the Demons square the ledger and it'll be 2-2? So the final siren sounds. The umpires are ready. John O'Farr and Eddie Williams in commentary here this afternoon. And we are almost underway. First bounce goes the way of the students. Tapped away nicely. Bird tried to work it through there. Gave it away to Barkley. Now it goes across there for the students and they go to ground. It was nice work there over the top from Lucas Malign. So a bit of a back and forth game so far, and now it'll be a ball up just to the right of the centre square.
Milne and Tagliabue, neither could really get hands on it. Milne was dispossessed. Now an opportunity for the students to go forward. The kick inside 50 doesn't quite get to the target on the full. Good smother, good pressure there by the Demons defenders. Comes to Young for Sydney Uni, gives the hand pass over the top. Paik can't get it for Canberra. Kick towards full forward for the students. Demons getting back in numbers. Klemke's there. Can't win the footy. Kick towards goal is knocked through by Highmore. So the first score of the game going to Sydney Uni. A rush behind and the students lead by that point.
Yeah, they seem to panic inside forward 50 a little bit there, Ed, Sydney Uni. So it'll be interesting to see if they can just calm it down as it comes back across there for the Demons. They move it down, but it's marked just inside the key. And it'll be the 23 in there, McFadden, who kicks just as his left-hand side, and Potter will now have a crack at the post. He'll kick across the face of goal, goes over towards Tommy Young, who can't quite get it on the first grab. Now he's got it, needs to dispose of it. Tapped over the top nicely there by Davies. Comes back for the Demons, played along the line. Bird tried to get it for the students. Tapped away there by the Demons, picked up nicely off the turf. Students battling for the football. Nice little back and forth contest. Should go to ground, and it does, through the 15 in Jack Baker. It comes loose there, but I think the umpire, Eddie, is going to call it back for a possible ball up in front of the posts.
He might have even signalled a push in the back here, Jono. He has, and it's a free kick going to Sydney Uni, and it looks like Jackson Potter will have the first shot on goal for the students. So directly in front, 20 metres out, Potter with a free kick.
So looking for the first major of the afternoon for the students. Jackson Potter's been in some strong form in 2018. Left foot kick on its way, never in doubt, straight between the posts. So the students, the first 2 scoring opportunities go their way, and they now lead by 7 points over the Demons.
Good forward pressure there by Sydney Uni. Didn't let the Demons take the ball out of defence quickly. Kept it there inside 50. And Potter earning that free for a push in the back and getting the first goal of the afternoon, which we think they're kicking with a little bit of wind assistance in this first quarter.
Yeah, so they've made a change. Jackson Potter has come straight off the field and Sam Fong has come on. And jumper number 30, Lachlan Hares, he's come on for the students. So a couple of quick changes there off their bench. Barkley and the 42 in Bartholomew's just waiting on the bench to come on to make an impact. Of course, Barkley was on early, so he's come off. Tapped away nicely there by the students. Over the top it comes. Played well through the midfield. Now they come up nicely through Barton, but it's tapped away beautifully by the Demons. They swing it and control it nicely down to the forward pocket. just away from Bonnie. Now it comes back for the students. Played nicely there, the 24 in Smout. Smout gives it across, but the students now respond through Young. Comes back beautifully across to Barton. He'll have a crack from just outside 50, but kick it wide. It misses everything. And again, they look to rush it just a little bit there once they had possession, the students.
Yeah, they can be wasteful across half forward, Sydney Uni. Martin will get a free kick for some high contact on the half-back flank for Canberra. They moved the ball in pretty quickly there after that free for out of bounds on the full. Tom Young busy early for Sydney Uni. So the Demons looking to move the ball towards the wing. Klemke in good position, just got edged under the ball in the end. It's knocked over the boundary line and we'll have a throw-in in front of the interchange gates. Sydney Uni leading by 7 points, opening 4 minutes of this first quarter here at Blacktown, round 20 of the NEAFL. Looking forward to seeing Reid Stevens in number 10 for Canberra today. His first game for the season after a serious shoulder injury, which he sustained in the pre-season. Milne and Tagliabue in ruck. Tagliabue gets in front, palms it down to a teammate. Now it's hand pass forward for Fong. Fong kicks inside 50. Paik dropped the chest mark. Now he's tackled. What will the umpire say? He says holding the ball, and Sydney Uni will get another shot on goal from around 30 out, not much of an angle.
Yeah, you got to feel a little bit sorry for Alex Paik on that occasion because he took it and the defence you could see was coming across for Sydney Uni. And now they've got an opportunity for some more points, and it's Jacob Derricks that has the footy in his hands. Finds himself just inside the arc, I should say. Little left of where Jackson Potter was on his first attempt, but you'd think Derricks will convert from here. Looking for their second major of the afternoon. Looks like he swung it right. So just to the left-hand side he goes. Maybe the breeze picked up just fractionally there, Eddie, and they've kicked their second behind, but they still lead by 8.
A little bit wasteful early, the students were 1 goal, 2 and 1 out of bounds on the full, and that should have been a relatively simple shot on goal there for Derek. So they let the Demons off the hook at this stage, and Canberra really have barely taken the ball. Well, I don't think they have taken the ball beyond halfway yet in this quarter. Interesting decision by Aaron Bruce to kick to the right, which we think is against the breeze. Oh, the kick in, they've mucked it up here, Canberra. They're under all sorts of pressure in the goal square. They'll get some relief, though, a free kick for a little bit of high contact after the kick-in just didn't quite come back. Now the long ball in the Richards direction. Paik's there as well. It's knocked away from them. Hand pass forward. Potter taps it on cleverly, but Carr's in best position. He can't take it. Barton's there for Sydney Uni. In the end, Fong is taken over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw-in right on centre-half forward for Sydney Uni.
Yeah, Demons seem to be panicking inside that forward 50 position in that defensive line. So the students really numbering up. This boundary throw-in will be telling. It's the students by 8 points. 2 behinds, 1 goal. Tapped over the line there, nicely away. Hardy will clear it. Bit of dust blows across the screen, and the ground here at Blacktown International Sports Park. It goes over on that far side. Nicely taken away by Hebron. He'll clear it along the boundary line and bring it in through the middle through Bird. The students looking for some options. Bird has Barkley just to his right-hand side, but he decided to go to the outer square and find Hebron in open pasture. Stevens is coming at him for the Demons. Nice little one-on-one contest. Wrapped up Hebron beautifully there. Put him under some pressure, and the ball's gone out of bounds.
Boundary throw-in on that far side of the ground. Haven't seen much play out on that far wing yet this afternoon. And, yeah, it is getting a bit dusty with that wind, isn't it? Yeah, very dry conditions at Blacktown this afternoon.
You might be able to see it on the screen. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of this game. Whatever you're doing this Saturday afternoon as Bartholomew's gets it to Bird. Bird swings it inside 50, but it goes there to Highmore, who's taken the mark, got the late bump as you saw, but the mark will be paid in 50 metres. So that's pretty crucial and a real lift for the Demons, Ed.
Yeah, an opportunity for them to try and get a meaningful movement into attack. They've just had the one inside 50 that we can see so far, but Highmore now marched to the centre of the Blacktown International Sports Park. He's kicked it into the man on the mark, and now things will open up a bit for Sydney Uni. Fong kicks it forward, bit of a speculative kick. Paik tries to get there first, he can't. Now the hand pass towards Reinhard for Sydney Uni. Has a flying shot on goal, but he's put it out of bounds on the full. And again, they've had the ball in their forward line, but they're not taking their opportunities, Jono. Yeah,
they really panicked there, the students. They had so much space with Tommy Young and Reinhardt. As now Hardy will kick it across, and again it's been intercepted nicely on the mark from Hiscox. And Jack Hiscox, he'll have a crack, and he has a few options inside forward 50. I'd probably be taking some of those options. He's got Tommy Young just to the right of him, based on the wind. So he'll move in. As the 40 and Foster comes on for the students. Hiscox has a launch, but it'll go wide. So again, Ed, another opportunity sort of results in a behind for the students. They lead by 9 points now. And again, they probably had numbers inside that forward 50. They should have taken advantage.
They might get another opportunity here, although Richards, with a quick kick out of defence, spots up Bruce between wing and half back for Canberra. Now a chance for them to take a few deep breaths as Bruce puts it out to the wing. Demons players streaming forward. Everyone now getting into that Canberra half of the ground. They're just kicking the ball short in the middle of the field. Now the kick will come inside 50. Carr's caught behind, can't take the mark. Students tracking it back and they'll rush it behind. So Canberra's first score of the afternoon as Hiscox makes sure it goes through for that rush behind. The Demons one behind now.
Yeah, not a bad result for the Demons on that occasion. At least the play resulted in some points. Sloppy hands from the students. Fall over the top. Tries to get the handball away nicely and plays it there to Powell. Powell goes to ground with the footy, but the free kick will come the way of the students. And it'll be Aaron Day who just taps the pass across field, gives it back nicely there to Sirakowski. Now the students swing it along the fullback line. Tapped over the top there towards the broadcast side of the ground, but beautifully picked up by the Demons. Swung along nicely. Away to Fall. Fall bends it and turns it. Brilliant stuff from the Canberra Demons. Set up from Martin. Finished by Fall. Brilliant stuff from Canberra. That's got him back in this contest, Ed.
He's always lively in the forward line, Tom Fall, and great play there by Sam Martin to intercept and get it over to Fall. He was never going to miss on the left foot snapping there. Canberra get there first. And, well, they haven't had much play early, but Sydney Uni not making the most of their opportunities, and Canberra now nearly drawing level.
Isn't that going to do some wonders to their confidence this afternoon?
And they needed that after they didn't kick a goal at all in the last half hour last weekend against the Swans. So important for the Demons to get on the board early this afternoon.
Yeah, 10 minutes deep into this first term. Round 20 action here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Students and the Canberra Demons. One of these sides will get a home final, which will be incredibly valuable as we come closer to finals footy, which is just over a fortnight away. Nicely tapped there by Taylor. Now the Demons have lost possession. Bonnie tries to get the ball through the midfield and it goes down towards forward 50 position. Some sloppy hands there, but Martin's nicely picking it up for the Demons. He'll just calm it down, gives it across there to the 24 and Smout. Smout will work it through the midfield. Over the top, some work to do there for Malign. Malign comes across. Now the students work it. Gives it to Barkley. Barkley over the top to Hebron. Hebron swings it back across the line. Students move it through the midfield. Nicely to Stevenson. Across there to Foster. Foster will work it. Swing it across the midfield. Nicely over the top to Sirakowski. Bit of space for the students. Little step and show and go from Will Sirakowski. Kicks down towards forward 50. Tap over the top. Nicely. Hands not quite there for the Demons. Comes loose. Reinhardt tries to go in it for the students. And so too Stevenson. He's calling for a holding the ball call, and it looks like, Ed, it'll be a ball up just inside the arc.
So the students getting the ball into a dangerous position again. Umpire throws it up. Mill knocked that one down. Can't find a teammate. Going in hard there is Highmore. The umpire waits. He's going to ping him for holding the ball. He is. So Sydney Uni with another free kick at half forward, and they should be within range here, Jono.
Yeah, you'd think so, but the shot from a similar position from Jack Hiscox went wide and right, and now Jake Bartholomew's has a chance for the students.
Just pops it up to the hot spot. Demons are there with numbers, and they'll get the mark through Highmore. Plays on by hand quickly to Martin. Martin's been busy early, has a bounce, gets around his opponent, now gets himself in and out of trouble. Still Martin, now he's caught. Umpire says play on. It must have been knocked out in the tackle. Powell with a quick left foot kick is turned over, and now a chance for the students to go into attack again.
Kicks it down towards forward 50. Juggling hands there from Davies. Now it comes back to Powell. Powell in a one-on-one battle. He goes to ground with the number 40 there in Foster. And it looks as though it's a free kick. So Jack Powell will have it for the Demons. Over on the far side. Beautiful conditions here in Blacktown. Bit of wind to speak of around the ground, which has been causing a few issues earlier in this contest. Students try to get the footy. Way it comes there from Bruce. Bruce under some heavy traffic, needs to get the ball away. Tommy Young causing a few dramas there for the Demons. Comes away, but they keep it nicely. Milne, he clears it nicely. Picked up by Stevens, but the students are coming hard there over the top nicely. Through the 30 and Hares. Comes back through the midfield now. Down towards forward 50. Nicely marked from the students. And it is the 33 and Tristan Davies that gets it.
Great lead there by Davies and a great pass low. Meant he could lead out, mark the ball down low without the defender being able to come in over the top and spoil. And again, they get a shot from this sort of 40-metre range. This time it's out to right half forward, and we'll see whether the result is any different.
Yeah, well, looking at the goalpost, there's a fair amount of movement with them.
That wind just picking up as we speak.
Which shows a real challenge here for Davies. He'll be kicking into the wind, but can he make it count? On its way. And the roar across the ground tells you the story of that goal. Tristan Davies kicks another for the students, and they now build on their ever-growing lead.
He likes kicking goals, Tristan Davies. He's back in the side for Sydney Uni this week after 51 goals from 11 games in AFL Sydney's Premier Division and on the board early in this first quarter. Sydney Uni, according to the big electronic scoreboard here at Blacktown, 2-2-14, leading the Demons 1-1-7.
So the margin's 7 points, and we're 14 and a half gone in this first term. John O'Farr, Eddie Williams, your commentators for this afternoon's round 20 clash. Hope you're enjoying the game. Hope you're enjoying this sunshine. Absolutely wonderful. The rain, unfortunately, hasn't been around, which is hoping and praying for the farmers in rural parts of New South Wales. But fine conditions here so far.
Mill knocked it down to Fall. Sorry, Jono. Fall. His kick smothered, taken by Bird. Bird goes inside 50, looking for a player on the lead, but getting back and filling the hole there for the Demons is Highmore. Goes down the line. He's got a one-on-one contest. Demons with numbers at the back there. Stevens with the hand pass over his head. Couldn't really find a target. Now an opportunity for the students to win the ball back. They've got it in the corridor. Good pressure there by Smout. Still the students hold on to the ball. Kick along the boundary line. They'll look to go towards half forward again. Pretty open forward line here for the students if anyone can run onto it. Flipped out the back towards House. He couldn't pick it up. Still bobbling around at half forward for Sydney Uni. Paik takes it. He's dispossessed. House going in again. It's knocked out towards Powell. Powell gets the hand pass away. Now Smout. They need Smout to lift this afternoon. He's been quiet the past couple of weeks for Canberra as they work the ball to the wing. And now the kick out towards Stevens, who takes a good mark against the boundary line.
Yeah, I think Hardy probably should have held onto the footy a little bit longer on that occasion, but the students now try to get the ball out of that defensive pattern. Swung around nicely. Aaron Day will just kick it across the face of the goal. Bounces a couple of times. Oh, bounce just misjudged there by Hiscox. He now comes at it. Tommy Fall working hard. Picks it up, gives it ball across field. Nicely worked there. Highmore just tries to get the footy. Comes nicely. The students have got numbers, and it'll be Jack Hiscox that kicks it across the face of goal on the full-back line. But it'll go towards Hebron, but it'll meet the boundary line first and therefore go out of bounds. So a huge opportunity here for the Demons. Nice kick in from Hardy. Goes to the 21 there in Vardaniga. And Vardaniga has a real opportunity here to kick the second goal for the Demons. This will get them well and truly back in this contest if he can kick it from there, but it'll be a huge ask. Moves in. Towering kick, but it's got more height than length. Goes down towards goal square. Tap through. Powell off the ground. Has he got it? Yes, he has. Jack Powell take a bow. Brilliant stuff from the Demons. They trail by 1.
Well, the first 2 goals for Canberra have both been pretty exciting ones, and Jack Powell, he brings a lot of pace, a lot of pressure to the Canberra forward line. He crumbed the pack perfectly there and slammed it home. And the Demons making the most of their limited opportunities up forward, and now all of a sudden they're back within 1 point.
Oh, geez. Swings and roundabouts, but when the luck goes your way, Eddie, you'll take it. Oh, if you're Jack Powell, you're buying a lottery ticket, aren't you, this afternoon?
Look, they're both 2 players, Tom Fall and Jack Powell, the 2 goal scorers so far. They're often on the highlights reel for the Canberra Demons because they are good goal sneaks. They do bring a lot of pressure into that Canberra forward line. They're not a forward line that has a big, tall target, but they've got a lot of those smalls that are able to create opportunities.
So tapped away from Bird. Students battling nicely through the middle. Kick down towards centre half forward. Bonnie tried to get it but couldn't. Now the Demons come at it. Good work there from Bruce. Tapped away there by Malign. Malign kicks it down the boundary line. Goes down towards the Demons. And now Bruce will work it beautifully. Probably needed a bit more fatness on that ball. Goes over towards Hardy, but again, the Sharon is a little bit quicker than Hardy, and the ball will go out of bounds just in that forward right pocket.
So the Demons starting to gain a bit of momentum over the past 5 to 10 minutes, getting a bit more possession after the Students dominated the early part of this quarter, and now the Demons with the footy inside 50 again as it's thrown in. Tagliabue worked his way to the front, knocked it down towards McFadden, and now the Students with a kick outside the defensive 50. Baker couldn't quite hold on to the mark for Canberra. Lucy goes in hard for the Students, keeps the ball in play eventually. Foster can't keep it in, and we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Canberra in front of a small pocket of Canberra Demons fans that have made the trip up, and I'm sure they're enjoying the warm weather here, Jono, looking for temperatures in excess of 20. It was -6 when we woke up in Canberra yesterday morning.
Oh, that's character building. Tapped away from the boundary throw-in. The Students trying to battle through, but nice work from Taylor for the Demons over the top. And the ball will go to ground. So about 19 minutes gone, and the margin just the 1 point. Of course, the Demons looking for another win over the Students. It'll be their second in 2018. Comes away to Sirakowski. Nicely tapped there through the 24 in Smout. He kicks it over the line towards forward, centre-half forward. Tommy Highmore snatches it out of nothing, turns around to kick it towards goal, but just goes left, and it'll go wide. It's Harrison Carr, in fact, that's kicked, the former Sydney Swans player. He's kicked it left and wide of the goals, so the score will remain to that 1 point margin.
Does seem that the wind is having an impact on goal kicking so far this afternoon. It's died down a little in the past few moments, but still pretty breezy. The trees all moving around a fair bit in Blacktown this afternoon as the Students retrieve the ball from beyond the fence. Unfortunately, no fans out there in that left forward pocket for Canberra in this first quarter. The ball's retrieved. The players are back on the field, and Sydney Uni looking to get out of defence here. Hardy waving his arms around on the mark as the ball goes long beyond the defensive 50. Clears the pack in the end and eventually gets to the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in between wing and half forward for Canberra. All the play in their half of the ground over the past few minutes as they try and come from behind, having coughed up the first goal. They trail now by a point, the Canberra Demons. 2-2-14 Sydney Uni, 2-1-13 Canberra as the boundary umpire throws it in. Richards in the ruck this time for Canberra. He's knocked out of it by Tagliabue, who won it down, but it's hacked forward for the Demons. 2-on-2 contest in the forward line. Good pressure from the Canberra forwards, and they'll earn another stoppage on attacking 50.
Yeah, that ball retrieval system that you saw earlier, that's exclusive to the NEFL. Won't be seeing that in senior footy, I wouldn't think. As the boundary throw-in comes towards Sirakowski, goes to ground. Nicely tapped there by Stevenson, and they'll clear it down the boundary line along centre wing. Tap there nicely. Bonnie just comes at it, but they come at it nicely. The Demons through Martin, but nice little one-on-one battle with Sam Fong puts the ball out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw-in over on the outer wing. And you can see the players just jostling for position. Tommy Young coming in there. Of course, Vardaniga, who set up that earlier goal through Jack Powell. He just makes his way there across. Come towards Sirakowski. Tagliabue tries to come in for Sydney Uni. Over the top. Nicely worked from Foster. And it goes to the 24 there in Smout. Smout will somehow keep it in bounds, but the referee's whistle indicates that it's gone over the chalk. So 21 gone in this first term. The margin just 1 point in favour of the Students. Players again looking for a position to try and get the wood over each other in this first term. So vital for the Demons to lead in this first term. It comes back to Bird. Bird gives it away nicely there. Tapped over from Stevenson down towards Young. Picked up on the half volley by Foster, but couldn't control it. Now the Demons pick it off the carpet. Now it comes to Sirakowski. Play on is the call. Inside forward 50. Has a crack. Tapped away. Nicely positioned. Craig Bird. Can't. In fact, it's Derricks. Can't quite get it now. The Students battling for possession. Trying to come at it. Hiscock's playing a supportive role. Damien Bonnie comes in late. The umpire says, slow down, lads. We'll have a ball up in just inside that left pocket.
Both sides with pretty good forward pressure so far this afternoon, not wanting to give an inch. We know it's an important game as they look to try and earn home finals, and we're seeing a lot of stoppages inside 50 for both sides. We had another stoppage here with neither side able to bring the ball free from the contest. So Richards and Tagliabue getting ready to go up in ruck again. Tagliabue busy this afternoon, as always, up against Milne and Richards today. It's knocked into the corridor for Sydney Uni. Hand pass comes out the back towards Goulden, who flies with the right foot snap on goal. In fact, it was touched off the boot. So another rush behind for Sydney Uni. They tick over to 2-3-15. The Demons are 2-1-13. It's time on in the first quarter.
Yeah, probably a lucky break for the Demons there. Kick across goal. Under some pressure, you can see the Demons now. Comes back away to Highmore. Now over the top to Baker. Baker will just thump it along the boundary line, but find more outer wing than field. And that ball will go out of bounds on the full. So it'll come back just outside the 50. And it'll be Sydney University with possession. Nice little tap in across. Finds the 30 there in Hares. Hares now will have a good stab towards the goal square. Balanced over the top. Tagliabue positioned himself well. High fives all round, and the students kick their third of the afternoon.
Well, he's been busy early in the ruck, as we mentioned, Sam Tagliabue. Now he's on the scoreboard. Wouldn't often see him in that position, crumbing the pack and running into the open goal. But the big ruckman will enjoy a goal there, and there's the third of the afternoon for the students.
Oh, we mentioned off air the comparisons between Tagliabue and Darcy Cameron. Well, that's the closest I can sort of compare the two players, because that's such a Darcy Cameron play for the Swans.
And Cameron really dominated against the Demons last week. More than 70 hitouts, more than 25 touches, got on the scoreboard, took a lot of important marks in the last quarter. Richards and Milne will want to try and make sure that Tagliabue doesn't have a similar sort of influence for Sydney Uni today.
And of course, one of the players like Ben Ronk and Oliver Florent, Elir, some of those players that have gone from the NEFL to senior footy. So it's great to see them make the adjustment into the big leagues as Bird tries to tap it away. Now he gets possession again, thumps it down towards forward 50, tapped over the top, picked up nicely by the students, back to Bartholomew's. Nice little show and go. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Wonderful, wonderful footy from the students. Back and forth it came. Bartholomew's positioned himself well. Oh, that's superb from the students.
Well, a couple of quick back-to-back important goals for the students. Time on in this first quarter. Just when we'd said Canberra was really starting to tighten up this match, Sydney Uni kick away close to quarter time, and now they're back out to a 14-point lead. We think they do have the breeze in this first quarter, but important that they use it properly and take a substantial lead into the first break.
Yeah, just nice positioning inside forward 50, Ed, from the students, as you said, and Canberra, they're under some pressure in that defensive area along that full-back line. So that's something to work on as we creep closer to that second term. Comes away to Sirakowski. Students come back nicely. Tapped away there. Away to Bird. Good hands from him. Goes across the line through the midfield to Fong. Fong, grubber kick along the ground. Now it's picked up by the Demons and worked nicely there to Klemke. Klemke under some pressure. Students have it back through Potter. Potter will kick it over towards the far centre wing, and it's nicely marked there, uncontested by Damien Bonney. Normally a player that stars a lot more in the final term, but possibly Damien Bonney getting a goal early here for the students.
And it was a really open forward line there from the students. Klemke was under all sorts of pressure in defence for Canberra, and when he turned the ball over, that meant Sydney Uni able to kick the ball into a pretty open forward line. They had players queuing up, and Damien Bonney will get another shot on goal. This could be their third goal in time on.
So Bonney to move in, took the mark from about 40 out. Low trajectory kick on its way, goes across the face of goal. Misses absolutely everything. And it will not trouble the scorers at all, as the Demons now, they have it off the back boundary line.
We have seen a lot of balls go out of bounds on the full early in this match. It seems like the wind is having an influence as the Demons look to move it towards the wing. A quick kick by Stevens. He'll turn it over, though. It's marked on centre wing by Stevenson for the students as they look to try and go forward again. More than 27 minutes played in this opening quarter. Stevenson kicks it towards half forward. Baker with the spoil comes to Klemke. Klemke with the hand pass intended for Collins. Collins can't quite pick it up. We've got a pack of players over the ball. The umpire waits, and eventually he'll come in and throw it up around 65 metres out from the Sydney Uni goal as we tick up towards 28 minutes in this first quarter. Canberra trying not to concede a fifth goal in the opening term. Milne going up against Lucy in the ruck this time. It's knocked down towards Young. Umpire pays a free kick to Young for a bit of high contact. So the students with another chance for a late goal. Young kicks it towards the top of the goal square. No mark. Derricks was there in a good position. Potter knocks it out. Eventually the Demons should win the ball at the back of the pack, and Paik just throws it on the boot out towards Stevens. It clears him. Stevens still trying to track the footy towards the boundary line. Eventually it gets over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in in front of the I Heart Blacktown sign here at Blacktown International Sports Park.
Yeah, nice little social media campaign from Blacktown City Council. Seems to have worked as well, because I see it a fair bit when I come out here for games. Lived in the West myself for 8 years, and there's a real push for huge development in the West. It's great to see. Ball goes across nicely for the Demons. Comes across for the students. Barkley tried to go in there and contest the footy. Nice little tap away from Osborne for the Demons. He keeps the ball alive for his team, and he comes back for the Demons, but it now goes away for the students. They work with some limited real estate close to that boundary line. Comes back through the middle. Nicely read over the top there from the 25 in Martin. Martin spreads it along across the forward line. Kick from Klemke over into some open space. Comes nicely back across, and the Demons now work it here through the 18 in Baker. Baker will thump it down towards centre half forward, but it'll go a little quicker than Aaron Bruce and go out of bounds just outside the arc.
Just a bit too wide with that kick there, Baker, although the two students defenders forcing Bruce towards the boundary line, and perhaps the wind as well helping that kick over the line. It'll be thrown in right on the 50-metre arc for Canberra, trying to get a late goal in this first quarter. They trail by 14 points. Milne slaps it down. Oakes is there, can't get hands on the footy. Milne going in hard again, and he gets, or in fact he gives away a free kick for a bit of high contact there, Cameron Milne. He has a bit of a look at the umpire, but I don't think he'll change his decision, and Sam Barkley will take the free kick. Inside defensive 50 for Sydney Uni. Just goes short, dangerous ball, didn't get to the target on the full. Now the clearing kick was meant for Lucy, but the wind again taking that ball out of bounds on the full. And Oakes will take the free for Canberra. He's got Maguire short, ignores him. He's going to go long off the left foot, puts it into the hot spot. Milne is there, doesn't quite get to him. Taylor takes it for Canberra, gives the hand pass for Klemke, but it went through his hands. Sydney Uni now dispossessed. Still they keep hold of the footy. Good play by Potter, breaks the lines, takes a bounce, keeps on running. Now hands it out to Derricks. Jacob Derricks off the right foot, kicks it inside 50. Not a bad kick. Bounce before it got to the target, and then Taylor comes in to mop up for Canberra. Gives it to Malign. Malign to Klemke. Klemke with a clever hand pass over the top. Now Carr can't quite get to the ball. Chance for Young for Sydney Uni. Gets tackled, gets the kick away just in time. They're mucking around here, the students, and they've turned it over. Maguire flicks the hand pass pack for Baker. Baker finds Powell. This game has lifted in pace in the past couple of minutes. Klemke dives in and takes a low mark. Still defensive side of the wing for the Demons. Cade Klemke, the playing coach, just absorbs a bit of time for Canberra. We've gone past 31 minutes. He goes long towards the boundary line. It was probably meant for Richards, but Tagliabue just dropping across the front and taking the mark. They did it a lot last weekend, Canberra. They kept kicking it to the Sydney Ruckman Darcy Cameron. There is the quarter-time siren. And a pretty good last 10 minutes for the students. They end the quarter on 4-3-27, a 14-point lead over the Canberra Demons, who are 2-1-13.
Well, welcome back to Blacktown International Sports Park, and we've seen a terrific first term between the students and the Demons. The students, they lead it 28-13. But Eddie Williams, what did you see in that first term that impressed you from both sides?
It's probably the forward pressure at the moment, and both sides getting some repeat entries, locking the ball inside their forward line, earning some stoppages, earning some free kicks, and Sydney Uni taking an early lead as Tagliabue wins the opening hit out of this second quarter. Ball's bobbling around inside the centre. Milne with the hand pass forward for Canberra. It's socket inside 50. Falls there. Fall can't take the mark. He still gets a chance to snap off the left. Tom Fall for his second. Misses to the right-hand side. He is an excitement machine inside the forward line, but he just hit the post on that occasion. And the Demons at now 2-2-14. Sydney Uni 4-4-28.
Yeah, might have got his tail up a little bit there, Eddie, after his earlier goal. But a good effort, but at least it's a scoring shot for the Demons as the students, with a nice towering kick downfield, finds themselves through midfield. But it's Klemke that has it for the Demons now, uncontested. He'll now look for some opportunities. Over towards centre half forward on the outer wing. Down towards Aaron Day, who tries to get it. Comes back nicely through Stevens. He taps it over the top. Good mark inside forward 50 there. It's taken by the 21, I think, on this occasion, is it?
I think
24.
It's Alex Smout.
Yes, it's the 24, Alex Smout, that takes it. Gotta love those jersey numbers on the side.
Bit of pressure on Alex Smout during the week. He had a quiet fortnight in the disappointing losses against Southport and the Swans, and Cade Klemke, the playing coach, saying during the week that he needed Alex Smout to lift. Can he lift his side with a goal here?
Well, we're just over a minute into this second term. On its way it is, but it'll just go wide, unfortunately. So their first two scoring shots result in behinds on both occasions, but they bring that margin back within 13. So just over the 2-goal margin is now the students. Just tap it away nicely over the top there to Barton. Barton will thump it down the boundary line. Decent looking kick from him. Over towards Sirakowski, who takes a strong mark, uncontested. Now he has an opportunity to try and clear it for the students. Has Hiscox just in front, but he'll go backwards to Barton. And now hopefully they can go forwards from that centre half position. There's a couple of options. Goulden, he might go for a long, but he'll decide to kick forward along the boundary line. Nicely marked by Tagliabue. Kicked a good goal earlier in the game, Sam Tagliabue. Now takes a mark and gives it along the boundary line. And they swing it back nicely. Down towards forward 50. So some pressure for the students. Down towards Tommy Young. Nice work from Pake, but it's Derricks that taps it away for the students. Comes back nicely for Martin. Martin kicks it along the boundary line. It goes towards Sirakowski. His fingers just aren't quite long enough, unfortunately, Ed. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a boundary throw in on the far side.
If you're just joining us, goal kickers in the first quarter for Sydney Uni, Jackson Potter, Sam Tagliabue, Tristan Davies and Jake Bartholomew's all getting on the scoreboard, while Jack Powell and Tom Fall have the only goals for the Demons as Tagliabue gets in front of Richards, knocks it down to the forward side of the pack. Opportunity for the students here through McFadden, gives the hand pass off. Now a kick, it's probably intended for Young, but Highmore gets in front, can't quite complete the mark. Tries to knock it out towards a teammate. Highmore still there, gets the footy. Demons under a lot of pressure inside defensive 50. Bird wins it for the students, kicks towards the goal square. But Baker is sitting back there for Canberra, takes an important mark, hands it off to Martin. Martin goes towards Stevens, but he was just out-muscled there by Hebron. And another chance for Sydney Uni to go into attack. Hebron with the hand pass there for Barkley. Barkley goes with a high ball inside 50. Derricks couldn't take the mark. Great pressure here by the Demons in defence. And they'll earn a ball up 20 metres out directly in front from the Sydney Uni goal.
Yeah, it was Jackson Potter that went to ground with it. But strong defence, as you said, Ed, from the Canberra Demons. So a crucial position here for the Demons to try and clear the footy. And now it'll be tapped away by Tagliabue. Away to Bird. Bird under some pressure onto Tagliabue. He's tapped up nicely. And he'll go to ground. Came loose there for Derricks, but the umpire will say, let's have a ball up again. 28-15. Margin 13 points in favour of the students. Early doors of this second term. Came over the top. Bit of a heavy knock over there to Malign. Now it comes away to Martin. Martin taps it across the line. Comes back across to Vardeniger. Vardeniger will go along the boundary line towards Bruce. Can't control it. Good pressure from the students. And the boundary throw-in will take place over on the outer wing. Players jostling for positions. 4-4-28 to 2-3-15 and we're about 4.5 deep into this second term.
Jackson Potter has just limped off the field, seemed to be grabbing his right leg. He's just walking along the boundary line with one of the trainers at the moment. Still grabbing that right knee by the looks of it as the umpire throws it in just forward of the wing for Sydney Uni. I think the field umpire says that throw in didn't go in far enough. The boundary umpire impacted by the wind there. So he'll take the ball back and he'll have another crack at throwing it in between wing and half forward for Sydney Uni. Richards and Tagliabue in ruck this time. Favours Tagliabue, won it down with 2 hands. Students with the ball on the wing. They're under a bit of pressure. They've turned it over. Maguire, quiet in the first quarter, needs to lift Mitch Maguire. Goes into the centre of the ground, spots up Harry Carr. Just defensive side of the centre circles. Kicks it for Fall. Fall marks between wing and half forward. Good ball movement here from Canberra. Fall goes long off the left foot. It's meant for Bruce. It's knocked away from him. Canberra with numbers in their forward line. But eventually the Students with a clearing kick out of defence. A high ball out towards Richards and Tagliabue. Demons got there with numbers. They'll move it forward again. They've got it there between wing and half forward in front of that I Heart Blacktown sign here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Nearly 6 minutes played in the second quarter. Demons kicking with a bit of a breeze to the left of your screen in this term. A long kick into the pocket. Carr's probably in best position. Had to go the spoil in the end, knocks it over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in inside 50 for Canberra.
Yeah, nice back and forth from both sides. Students just showing a little bit of strength early doors in this term, and they'll be looking to build on their lead. But Canberra well and truly testing the Students at the moment. They trail by 13 points, and the boundary throw-in comes in. High one tapped away by Tagliabue. Students under some pressure. Comes back nicely through Bird. Bird will clear it through centre half forward down towards Fong. Couldn't quite find him on that occasion. It'll come back to Stevenson. Now back to Fong. Big tackle over the top there from the Demons. Good strong footy from Canberra. Kicked along the boundary line down towards the forward 50 position. Juggling mark from Aaron Bruce. Did well there. Had some pressure from behind him. And now he'll try and kick the Demons back into contention here, Ed.
He's probably been their main focal point inside 50 this season. The captain, Aaron Bruce, their most experienced player, spent some time on the Sydney Swans list, and they need a captain's goal from him here.
So this is really vital that he puts it through the big sticks here. Aaron Bruce moves in. Right foot kick on its way. Looks good. Looks great. It's there. So the Demons, they bounce back and bring that margin to 7. That's a crucial goal and a really big moment for Canberra here, Ed.
They've done most of the attacking in this quarter as well. 1 goal, 2 to no score through the first 7.5 minutes of the second quarter. So using the breeze pretty well so far. We know they've struggled in last quarters over the past couple of weeks, Canberra. Sydney kicked 6 goals to none against them last week with a pretty strong breeze. They capitulated against Southport and lost by 103 points the week before. So the Demons will want to be in front at half-time to try and take a bit of momentum into the second half.
Of course, next week, the final round in the regular season, and then, as I say, Christmas for adults, the finals. Interesting to see which team, or which 2 teams will be there on grand final day in a few weeks' time. Nice little battle at the top of the NEFL ladder. Comes away nicely to Tagliabue, just trying to tap it clear over the head of Bartholomew's. Umpire comes in. And looks as though he's given the free kick to the Students as Tommy Young now will clear it through centre square down towards forward 50. Nice mark over the top. Couldn't be tanked by Davies. Derricks turns. And I think he's missed everything. So he's kicked wide. Panicked a little bit, I think, Jacob Derricks. Had a few options inside forward 50. But it's gone wide. So the chance goes begging for the Students. Tapped away nicely there by Baker for Canberra. He'll kick it just down towards centre half forward. Nicely worked from Taylor. Taylor has Vardenegger just in front of him but won't use him. And the ball goes low to Malign.
It's a free kick here. It's going to come back to Sydney Uni. It looks like Tagliabue will get a free kick for some holding on in that marking contest.
So Jackson Potter looks like he's okay after that earlier incident. He's just getting some treatment on the sideline. Comes away nicely for the Students. And now they bring it through Day. Day, nice slamming kick down towards forward 50. Almost the one-arm mark from Bird. Socketed along the ground towards Damien Bonney. He turns around. Missed the fourth quarter. Kicks it wide, but it's a behind. Again, looks like the breeze is really wreaking havoc for the students in this second term, Ed.
And Jacob Derrick's just waving his arms around there saying, hey, I was free 20 metres out. You should have passed it to me. They've had a few wild shots on goal from that sort of 40-metre range. A few snaps that haven't gone where they wanted them to. Tagliabue couldn't take the mark. Sydney Uni looking to get the ball back inside 50. They've got a man all on his own there.
Sam Fong,
and he'll go back and kick from 45 metres out.
Yeah, uncontested. They didn't panic there, the students, and they've got a real chance here to kick goal number 5 of the game and boost that lead from 9 to 15.
So Sam Fong looking for the students' first goal of this quarter after a couple of behinds in a row for Sydney Uni. They have kept the ball in their forward line over the past couple of minutes. He's on a slight angle at left half forward, walking in, making a pretty steady approach as a number of interchanges are made. Sam Fong kicks from just inside 50. It's a high ball. It's going to hold up in the breeze and not have the distance, and it's knocked through by the Canberra Demons. So a rush behind, the third behind for the students in this quarter. They're 4-7-31, a 10-point lead over the Demons.
So the Demons now will play it along the line, kicks it through Collins. Collins over on that far side. Demons trying to battle for the football, but the students have got it through Bonnie. Hand pass nicely back infield. Demons working nicely. Back to Collins. Towering kick. It went high rather than long. Nicely tapped away by the Demons there from Klemke, who came through late. And the ball will go out of bounds. So the boundary throw in to take place. 4-7-31, plays 3-3-21. That margin after that last behind, of course, is 10 points. And we're just over 11 gone in this second term. Round 20 action in the NEFL competition. John O'Farr, Eddie Williams in commentary this afternoon. Mill taps it away for the students. Nicely worked from Sirakowski, who will bring it back towards forward 50 in opposition. Oh, geez, that's great work from Reinhardt, I think it is, who's taken it. Got a bit of a bump and shove early in that contest, but he won it. Body on the line stuff. And Ned Reinhardt will line up here for the students.
Really dominating the past couple of minutes, aren't they? They're not allowing the Demons to get the ball outside the defensive area, and this will be their fourth shot on the goal for the quarter. 3 behind so far. They're trying to get one through the middle.
Looking for goal number 5. Reinhardt moves in. Right foot kick. Oh, that's there. Too easy. And the students kick their 5th, and the margin goes to 16. Just over 12 gone in this second term.
Important goal there for Sydney Uni after they'd missed those opportunities, as we mentioned. And Canberra looked like they were getting on top a little bit early in this quarter. So just a steadying goal there from the students as they get back out to a 16-point lead.
So back to the centre we go. Of course, one more round to go before finals footy begins. It'll be interesting to see who and which team will handle the pressure better than most. And then finals will be in various placings depending on the standings of the NEFL ladder. But there's a nice healthy battle at the top of the ladder. Some teams really starting to click at this time of year. Comes for Taylor. Nice clearing kick down towards centre half forward. Mark there by Fall. Uncontested, but very similar to the Reinhardt mark earlier. Really putting his body on the line. So has an opportunity here to try and bring back that margin. Tommy Fall, he's going to have a crack, but it's a low trajectory kick. Tapped down towards the goal square, but nicely cleared by the students. Potter under some pressure from his opposite number. Just kicked along the ground. Nicely tapped there through Hare. Hare will give it across through the centre midfield onto Hebron. Back to Hiscox. Now to Hebron. Hebron burns it through midfield. Down towards forward 50. Down towards the goal. The chase is on. Reinhardt's going over for it. Tapped away nicely. Back inside to Bird. He's kicked it. Oh, that's beautiful stuff from the students. Worked nicely through Hiscox and Hebron through the midfield and finished superbly by Craig Bird.
Great quick ball movement there by Sydney Uni after Fall's kick went astray inside the Canberra forward line. They moved the ball very quickly up the other end of the ground, a completely open forward line, and Bird able to make the most of the opportunity. And all of a sudden, after the Demons looked like they were going to get close to drawing level earlier in this quarter, suddenly the margin is back out to 22 points.
And Reinhardt, you could have forgiven him for going himself there because he was the one that won that race for the ball inside the forward 50, but smartly and, selflessly just tapped it back nicely to Craig Bird, and the finish, as you saw, was pretty strong there from the students. So really starting to gallop away now, 6-7-43, 3-3-21. So back to the centre we go, and we're about probably the halfway mark, I'd reckon, of this second term, if the first term time is any indication. The Demons trying to work it. Lucy comes through for them, but it's Taylor. Nice clearing kick for the Demons. Down towards Fall, who can't contest it. Over the top came Hare. Now it comes back to Bruce. Bruce under some pressure, but he'll kick over the top. Played out nicely. Stevens tries to get the ball. Cleared away there by the 17 in Osborne. But the ball will go to ground, and we'll have a ball up just in front of the goals, Ed.
Good pressure there by Jared Osborne, locking the ball inside the Demons 50. And Tom Fall, isn't he providing a bit of an exciting target for the Demons forward line this afternoon? He's there again. He knocked the ball out towards the front of the pack. It's intercepted by Hardy for the Demons with a flying shot on goal that goes across the face. It's knocked back into play by the Students, and in the end they'll run it out. Kick out of the back pocket. Baker's in a good position for Canberra, and he takes a nice overhead mark. He plays on, looking for Smout in the corridor. In fact, it's Collins back in the side this week after he was a late omission with some back spasms last weekend. Collins goes out towards the outer side of the ground. Demons taking a slower approach here. Every player is in the Canberra Demons half of the ground here at Blacktown at the moment. Long kick inside 50 for Canberra. Milne wasn't in the best position. Went through the hands there. Ball at half forward for Canberra. Big pack around the footy here. The umpire lets play go on. It's still bobbling around. Eventually comes out the back of the pack. Another big tackle laid. And finally, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Yeah, it was a nice little kick in from Hardy there, the 16 over on that far side that set it up nicely for the Demons. So despite the margin in favour of the Students, the Demons really working hard here. Nicely tapped across there, but it'll be Foster that comes across for the Students. But he's under some pressure. Comes through nicely. The Students back through Sirakowski. Hand pass away there to Hare. Hare gives it over on that far side, uncontested, and it goes back to Taylor for the Demons. Now they bring it nicely. Goes to Maguire over on that far side. The 24 there in Smout now gets possession but goes to ground. Nice tackle over the top from the Students. They'll go to ground. The umpire will step in and we'll have a ball up on that outer wing. So 17 gone in this second term. Good contest here between the Students and the Demons. Hope you're enjoying it on NEFL TV. And it just goes away to Milne, who'll just go along the line. Really tried to get the ball loose, but it'll be a free kick for the Students. And they'll look for some opportunities through Tagliabue.
Sam Tagliabue just goes long down the boundary line. Not the best directed kick. There's plenty of Canberra Demons players there waiting to take the mark, and now they move the ball into the corridor to Osborne. Wants to give it off by hand, but didn't have anyone running by, so he just waits. Now goes with a left foot kick towards half forward, and a nice grab, which is paid right on the 50. Is that Mitch Hardy out there at right half forward for Canberra? Umpire blows his whistle, wants him to get on his correct line there, Mitch Hardy. Just gives the hand pass off to the teammate running by. Now the flying shot at goal. It's touched on the line. It's knocked back into play.
Looks like it's a goal.
The umpire's paid a goal here, we think. The field umpire and the goal umpire will have a brief conference.
It's Harrison
Carr. And in the end, it's a goal to Harry Carr. So something from nothing for the Canberra Demons. That's a goal they desperately needed. Their fifth, their fourth of the afternoon. Their 4-3-27. Sydney Uni 6-7-43.
Yeah, it was a nice kick from Hardy. It went down towards the goal square, as you saw, and tapped away by the Students. And again, very similar to that Jack Powell goal earlier in the sense that it just bounced at his feet. Harrison Carr managed to soccer it off the ground. Bit of luck went his way. That's all you need in AFL footy. And he's managed to kick a goal for the Demons. So it's brought them just back into this contest a little bit, hasn't it? 16 points to margin, but when you see some confident footy like that, it just makes you think Canberra, they're not gone yet.
Plenty for the highlights reel for the Demons, even though they've only scored 4 goals. Fall, Powell and Carr getting them in a pretty entertaining way as we see the ball back in the middle. Tagliabue won it down to the back. So the Students with another centre clearance. A kick comes inside 50. Demons are sitting back in numbers. Klemke was underneath it but couldn't take the mark. Gets the hand pass out. It's sockered forward towards Smout. Smout picks it up. Tried to give it to Maguire. In the end, it came to Oakes, who knocked it to Richards. Oakes goes in hard and lays a tackle on Sam Tagliabue. And the umpire will come in and throw it up. Inside the centre square, Students forward half of the ground. They lead it by 16 points as the umpire throws it up. Tagliabue won it down to Bird. Bird with a hurried kick inside 50. And at the back, taking the mark, is Tristan Davies. We mentioned him earlier. He's kicked more than 50 goals in the AFL Sydney comp this season, and he's looking for his second goal this afternoon.
Yeah, impressive stuff from the students. Nice work through the midfield. And Davies, as you saw, just took it with little or no pressure at all around him. Around that 20-minute mark in this second term. So a vital goal here for the students.
No angle to speak of. He'll kick from around 40 metres out, Tristan Davies. Makes a slow, steady approach. Just crosses the forward 50. And Davies off the right boot, keeps it pretty low and puts it through. So there's the 7th goal for the students. They get a quick reply. They're 7-7-49. The Demons 4-3-27.
Yeah, nice work from the students. The Demons, just a little bit of work to do. Bit of a board meeting going on there between Baker, Klemke and the 25 there in Martin. So they'll be having a bit of a meeting as to how to just try and reel back this lead from the students, because they're starting to just get a little bit of confidence in the gills and moving the ball nicely and really taking full advantage of their opportunities as we go back to that centre. Of course, the winner today, home final, an opportunity for them. So that'll be crucial in the first week of the finals. These sides have met 3 times. The students have won twice. The Demons have won once, looking for the second win for the Demons as the ball up is slowly contested, but controlled as we have another crack at it. Tapped away nicely there. Worked by Richards. Powell tried to get it. Socketed along the ground through the midfield by the students. Tommy Young puts his body on the line. Gets it away. Clever little tap, but can't quite find Bartholomew's. They'll come in now, the students, for more possession. Bit of a push and shove there. Tommy Young having a bit of an issue there with Mitch Maguire. Again, they're going on with it, as you can see. Really ugly scene at the moment out there between the sides.
And there's a Canberra player down. It looks like Cade Klemke. The umpire's calling the blood rule.
Yeah,
and Cade Klemke will be taken from the ground with a bit of help from the trainer.
Yeah, he's got a bit of claret coming out of the top of his head there, so I'm not sure whether that's from a boot or maybe as a result of what occurred you just saw on that occasion. But Klemke off for the Demons, so he'll get taped up, you would think.
Ben House coming on to replace him.
And now the boundary throw in, ball up, I should say, will now take place as Cam Milne is just warming up on the sideline for the Demons. Comes back nicely there, tapped away by Malign. Tagliabue taps it through, gives it to Stevenson. Stevenson smacks it down towards forward 50, goes back to Potter. Potter panics a little bit. Nice work from Baker over the top for the Demons. Play, as you can see, remonstrating. What's doing? What's happening? The umpire will say, let's just have a ball up inside that forward 50 pocket. Now it's tapped nicely by Powell. Goes across for the students. Comes back to Stevenson under some pressure. Bird will swing it back around towards forward 50. Tried to mark it, Davies. Potter swung it back nicely over the top. Davies tries to get it again. Comes back to Highmore. Now it goes over the top to Bruce. He controls it nicely into some open real estate. But I think it's Baker that'll go. He'll go out of bounds. Bit of a bump and shove there lately on Damien Body. So a little bit of fiery scenes out there today, Ed.
Yeah, there's a little bit of feeling in this match. Interesting seeing Aaron Bruce in defence at the moment. They've done that throughout the season, the Demons. When they're under pressure a bit, Aaron Bruce seems to move from the forward line into defence as the kick comes towards Vardaniga, but it clears him. So another opportunity for the students. A very high ball. Young and Richards. Young just nudged Richards underneath it, and Richards will get a free kick there for a block. So Nathan Richards, the ruckman, plays on quickly with a kick for Smout. Smout goes and collects it. Goes backwards. It's meant for Baker. It gets to him on the bounce. He's under pressure, though. The hand pass for Richards put him under the pump. Smout has to go again. Picked up by Maguire. Maguire with a kick. It's intended for Oakes, but Hiscox and Oakes. Oakes picks it up. Good play there by the late inclusion, replacing Ben Fulford in the side. Taylor with a hurried kick inside 50 towards Fall. Gets a hand on it. Knocks it into the corridor. Hardy's there. He's dangerous in this position. Looking to wheel onto the right foot. Goes with a low ball towards Stevens. Can't take the mark. And in the end, the boundary umpire slips over and the ball slips over the behind line. So a minor score for the Demons.
Oh, you do not miss anything, Ed. That's terrific. Goes over towards the students. Now Hebron will work it through the middle. Hand pass over nicely to Lucy. He's got some pressure coming from the Demons in Martin. Taps it away nicely, but the low mark taken there from Reinhardt. He'll get up and play it. Low trajectory kick. Tommy Young did well under some pressure. Now it comes back to Powell. Worked nicely through Taylor. Back to Powell. Grubber kick through centre wing. Now it's just coming back for Hebron under some pressure from Fall. Goes across. Nice tackle over the top from the Demons. Potter will swing it across down towards centre half forward. Nicely tapped over there from Stevenson. Gives it across there to Reinhardt. Reinhardt now just slows up the play. Kicks it, thumps it down towards forward 50. But it's nicely marked there. I think that's Hardy that's taken the mark.
Might be Highmore.
No, it's Highmore. So the man bun's got me confused again. Kicks it across nicely over the top, and it'll just go out of bounds, trickle out of bounds. But good work there from Highmore to take that, because the pressure and the numbers, they were certainly coming, weren't they, Ed, for Sydney Uni?
Yeah, he always seems to be in the right spot, Tom Highmore, filling the hole, getting in front, and there is a lot of long hair out there for both sides this afternoon, Jono, so it does make it a bit confusing as we see the umpire getting ready to throw it in between wing and half forward for Sydney Uni. Milne and Lucy in ruck this time. Lucy wins it down, but Smout should be able to get there first. He received the hand pass, then gave it off to Milne. Now a kick comes towards Fall, who's on the wing. He's taken to ground. Umpire says play on. The students have the numbers at the back of this contest, and they do win out. A low kick into the corridor. Now an opportunity for the Demons, but still good play there by Goulden for Sydney Uni. His kick's not great. Chance for Taylor. Taylor's got an open forward line, and if Stevens can pick up this footy, he should be able to score a goal. Hiscox did well to get back and take him out of it. Stevens goes again, but he's brought to ground. And the umpire will throw it up 15 metres out from the Canberra goal.
Yeah, really good pressure from Jack Hiscox. He came, and Stevens, he didn't panic. Full credit to him. He took maybe a little bit too much time to get that Sharon in his hands, but as you saw, it was a nice little one-on-one battle inside that forward pocket. So the possession now comes back for the Demons, but not for very long as it goes to ground. And it looks as though it's Aaron Bruce, I think, that's gone to ground with it. Yes. So Bruce has come to ground, so the ball up will take place. Opportunity for the Demons. Tapped nicely by Milne, but it goes back for the students. Now the ball comes loose, and eventually it'll go to ground. So players in the Sharon diving all over the place. So in the shadows of half-time here at Blacktown, 27 gone. And it's 7-7-49 in favour of 4-4-28. The students over the Demons. Tapped nicely back to Bruce, who goes to ground. Good tackle over the top there from Aaron Day, who really put a nice body contact on him. And again, another ball up will take place. So I think the third or fourth in quick succession. Nicely tapped from Milne. Cleared by Lucy for the students. Down towards Bonnie, but it comes to Vardeniger. Now it comes back for the students. Work nicely to Bonnie. Bonnie gives it across to Bartholomew's. Bartholomew's goes across there to Goulden. Goulden under some pressure. Just kicks it through. Threads the needle. Vardeniger coming through. Nice work from Baker to put the Sydney Uni students player to ground in Potter. And again, a ball up will take place in centre wing. So we're around a couple of minutes away from half-time. Demons really need a major score to get themselves back in this one, Ed.
Yeah, more than 28 minutes played. Both sides looking for a late goal to end the first half. The umpire's spotted a free kick here. He'll go Canberra's way. He wants the ball to come back there to Collins, it looks like, who just pokes it short out towards half forward. The mark's juggled, so a chance for Canberra. Late in this first half, every player bar one are in Canberra's forward half of the ground as the umpire calls play on. So a low ball ends up out of bounds on the full. We've seen a lot of footies go over the boundary line this afternoon, and the students will get a free kick in defence.
So Lucas Malign, the player there, diving to no avail, unfortunately. So now Barton for the students. Nice towering kick along centre wing. Oh. High-flying attempt at mark there. Couldn't quite take it. But now Davies gives it to Bonnie. Bonnie taps it through the line over towards Reinhardt. Gets a fortuitous bounce. Gets the ball back inside. Playing it nicely there is Bird. Bird looks for some possession inside that forward 50 position. Potter came across the top. But it was strong work from Klemke, who you can see taped up after that earlier hit. And he knocks it out of bounds. So, again, a boundary throw-in to take place in the shadows of half-time here. So the margin is 21 points in favour of the students as it comes back towards Lucy. Nicely worked from Taylor, who just thumps it along the ground towards Vardeniga. Goulden came through. Clever work from the students here. Tapped in nicely into some open space. Barton couldn't control it. Now it comes to Klemke. Away to Powell. Now to Milne. Milne over the top nicely. Big hit over the top from the students in Goulden. Comes away. Powell under some pressure here. Just tries to get it. Bartholomew's comes in there nicely for the students. But again, it looks like a ball up. And the player there's on the ground in Alex Smout. He's back on his feet now, which is good to see. So looked like he copped a bit of a hit. Comes back nicely to Sirakowski. He looks for some open space inside forward 50. Players battling nicely. Derricks looks for an opportunity. Gives it back to Potter. Probably the wrong option because Potter had limited real estate. And that Demons defence was certainly coming in.
So we'll get another boundary throw in inside 50 for the students. We've played 30 and a half minutes in the second quarter. Can't be long to go in this first half as Lucy and Milne get ready to do battle in the ruck. Milne just concedes front position and Lucy knocks it down to the front of the pack. Opportunity for the students to have a flying shot on goal, but again, away to the right. That would have been an important goal on the halftime siren. But as we go into the main break, it's the Canberra Demons 4-4-28, trailing Sydney Uni 7-8-50 in round 20 of the NEAFL here at Blacktown International Sports Park.
And welcome back to Blacktown International Sports Park for this round 20 clash in the NEAFL competition. Pretty good game of footy going on here between Sydney University and the Canberra Demons. 7-8-50 plays 4-4-28 in favour of the students. John O'Farr and Eddie Williams in commentary this afternoon. And Eddie, the first term we saw plenty of stuff that would make many highlight reels. Second term, just a bit different, you know, throwing it around. We saw a few goals, but it wasn't as flash as the first term. Yeah,
Sam Tagliabue having a real influence in the ruck for Sydney Uni, dominating the hitouts and preventing some of those Canberra midfielders like Mitch Maguire from racking up too many disposals. So the Demons looking for something out of Cam Milne in the ruck and Mitch Maguire in the middle as we get underway in the second half. Bounce of the ball in the middle of the ground. Milne and Tagliabue. Milne won it down that time towards Malign, but it came out to Bird, the former Swan. Gave the hand pass to Stevenson, who kicks towards half forward. Highmore, who's done pretty well in defence, knocked it towards Martin. Now Hardy gives the hand pass back, and the Demons have worked the ball to the wing towards Hardy. Left it for his teammate in the end, and now the kick towards half forward. It'll end up with Stevens. Stevens just knocks it to his own advantage. Gives the hand pass off to Fall, and Tom Fall strolls in. Kicks his second goal of the afternoon, and that's the early goal the Demons were after in this second half.
34 seconds gone, Ed. That's a superb start for the Demons. Absolutely what they needed. Trail by 16 points. It went through about 5 or 6 hands before it came to Tommy Fall. He kicked a goal in the first term at that end, and well, the finish on this occasion a little bit simpler and a little bit easier, but still as impressive. So that's a nice little start for the Canberra Demons. That'll fill the Gills plenty with confidence. So they kicked their 5th of the afternoon. And as I said, trail by 16 points, and we're literally only a minute gone in this third term.
He loves a goal, Tom Fall, and they could probably do a lot worse than just trying to get it in quickly to him. He's the deepest forward at the moment. It was a good knock-on there by Reid Stevens, who's back in the side for his first game of the season after a shoulder injury, as the students win the centre clearance through Young. Young goes with a long ball inside 50. It bounces away there from Davies, and in the end it goes over the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in inside 50 for the students.
So the students will want to recall from that early start from the Demons, but if the Demons have that sort of confidence, we're in for a really fast finish here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Hope you're enjoying this contest so far. We're in the third term, just under 2 minutes played. Comes away nicely, tapped there by the students, comes through from Sirakowski. Now under some pressure to Barkley, back to Sirakowski. He works it just outside forward 50 position. Taps it just away to the right. Bounced nicely, but it bounced right and bounced wide. So unfortunately just through for a behind on that occasion, as Baker now will have it for the Demons. Short, smart kick away to Collins. Collins now looks for some opportunity. The pressure comes. Oh, the mark couldn't be quite taken there by Maguire. Comes back for the students, but the kick is wide. And again, I think that was Sam Fong on the play there that took the shot. But again, second shot on goal and the second behind for the students.
Pretty fast start to this third quarter. A goal to the Demons, a couple of behinds to Sydney Uni as Martin goes to himself, then runs out into the pocket, sends it out towards the boundary line. Tagliabue, the ruckman, filling the hole and taking the mark. They did it a lot last week, kept kicking it straight to the Swans ruckman, and Tagliabue having an impact for Sydney Uni this afternoon. As the Demons get possession in defence, Carr has a bounce, runs back into trouble, Harry Carr. He's caught. That should be holding the ball. It is. Free kick to Sydney Uni. Davies. Goals in both quarters so far for Tristan Davies. Kicks it into the pocket and a nice mark to Derricks. And Derricks will have a shot on goal from a tight angle.
Yeah, really strong work there from the students. They didn't panic. The Demons, you thought they were away there with Harrison Carr, but a nice little tackle over the top, put to ground, and the holding the ball call was given. And now Jacob Derricks, just inside that 50 in that left pocket, has a chance for the students.
Yeah, a bit of indecision there from Carr. Just took a bit too long with the ball as Derricks crosses the 50. Sets it out to the left. That won't come back far enough. It just squeezes through for a behind. That's the students' third behind of this quarter. They're 7-11-53. The Demons with one goal to start the term. They're 5-4-34 after Sydney Uni kicked 3 goals to 2 in that second quarter to open up a bit of a break at half-time. So Martin goes to himself again, then runs out into that pocket. Same kick in as before. Again, Tagliabue's in the area. They avoid him this time, but the students again come up with the ball. A low ball inside 50 towards Young. Mark's not paid. It bounced on the way through. Young's dispossessed. And Canberra kick the ball quickly out of defence. A high ball. Milne's there. And Hardy comes in to take the mark near the boundary line. Wheels onto the right foot. Goes towards Bruce. Ball bounces away from him. Tracking it back is Cooper for the students. Under pressure from Bruce. Cooper picks it up. He's tackled. Gets the hand pass away, but he's turned it over. And in the end, it's over the boundary line again, and we'll have a throw-in, centre-half forward for the Canberra Demons.
Yeah, Stevens came through late there for the Demons, but unfortunately the ball just getting away from them. And as Eddie said, it's gone out of bounds. So the boundary throw-in, as you can see, just in that ghost pocket here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Tapped away by Tagliabue, marked really on that occasion. Powell tries to come in for the Demons. He's now got the Sherrin in the hands and tries to clear it. Vardeniger comes in for some support, but plenty of numbers, as you can see, for the students there. Goulden protected nicely, and it'll be a ball up just inside the arc. Maguire just remonstrating with the umpire. The umpire handled it well on that occasion. So the ball up will take place. Tapped away nicely. Maguire goes to ground with it. Eventually it comes back to Stevenson, who taps it away over the top. Some opportunities here for Reinhardt, but a nice little cover tackle from the Demons in the 35 in Highmore across there. And again, it'll go out of bounds. So 7-11-53 plays 5-4-34. Margin 19 points in favour of the students, and we're about 6 minutes played in this third term. Tapped away by Tagliabue, onto Bird. Now it comes back away for Barton. Barton kicks it along centre wing. Beautiful pick up, but couldn't quite control it. Now it comes to Klemke. Klemke gives it away nicely there to Highmore, and it goes over on that far side. The students will try and get this footy back, but it's nice work from the Demons inside forward 50. Tap over from Fall was clever, down towards the goal square, but Barton will try and clear it. Work to do inside that goal square, as you can see. Under pressure, Lucy goes back. And, in fact, it was Aaron Day, rather, that goes back. Tap through. And was it a behind there? It was. So a behind to the Demons as the students will swing it along the centre wing.
We saw one of the Hawthorn defenders last weekend in the AFL pinged for a deliberate rush behind in a pretty similar circumstance, which was potentially a little harsh, and no free kick paid on this occasion. As the students move the ball to the wing, it's knocked down to the back of the pack. A couple of good tackles laid there by the Demons, and we'll have another ball up as the clouds get in front of the sun in this second quarter. A bit overcast after a sunny start to this match. The umpire calls another blood rule. Looks like that might be Tagliabue coming off for the students. So this is a good opportunity for the Canberra Demons to try and get on the board while the big ruckman, Sam Tagliabue, makes his way off the ground. Lucy's coming on to replace him. We did see Cade Klemke leave the field with the blood rule in the second quarter for Canberra, and he's returned with the big strapping over the forehead at Cade Klemke as Tagliabue, blood flowing from the face, makes his way off the ground. Smout and Highmore coming off as well for Canberra, with Taylor and Baker coming back onto the field. Looks like we're ready for a restart, with Lucy making his way to the contest to do the ruck up against Milne. And the umpire throws the ball up. Milne knocks it down to the side. The ball's there near the boundary line. It's socketed forward. In the end, it does go over the boundary line, and we'll get another stoppage in that dead pocket of the ground, Jono.
Yeah, so Tagliabue just receiving some treatment on the boundary line. Just copped a bit of a nick just above his left eye there. So he'll just get some taping and strapping, very similar to Cade Klemke, as you mentioned. Milne tries to tap it away. Students now coming at it. Goes nicely there. Tapped away there by Davies. Comes along towards the line. Vardeniger's kick is smothered. But the umpire will step in and rule here. And it'll be a free kick to the Demons, I think.
Yep.
Harry Carr, he wanted to really have a bit of a gallop away. But he's told to play it just on the mark. He'll take it back now. Nice kick from midfield, down towards forward 50. Numbers are strong for the Demons. Fall's trying to come into it. Stevens now wrapped and pivoted around. Spun as he kicked it. Oh, Aaron Bruce has tapped it, but I reckon Reid Stevens has almost kicked the goal of the year. That was just beautiful stuff from the Canberra Demons. Tapped by Reid Stevens. And, well, Aaron Bruce got a boot to it, as you saw, but what do you reckon? Who's it gone to, Stevens or Bruce, Ed?
Well, even if it wasn't his goal, Reid Stevens deserves all the credit. That's exactly the reason why they brought him into the side this week. He's missed the whole season after a shoulder injury earlier in the year, but Cade Klemke said, we don't want him playing AFL Canberra. We want him straight back in the Demons side to try and inject a bit of pace, a bit of life into that Canberra forward line, and especially with Ben Fulford, a late omission this afternoon. Stevens, really important there, and a really important goal for Canberra. All of a sudden, they're back within 12 points.
So tapped away from the restart. Now the Demons, they've got a bit of punch now in their forward line as Maguire goes over towards the top, but a nice body on the line mark from Fong. Kicks it. It was touched there by Canberra, but it'll go uncontested to Tommy Young. Now he works it from about 75 out. Kicks it inside forward line. Nice mark there from Reinhardt. Jumping, bouncing mark. And he'll now have a shot set goal just inside 50.
This game's really stepped up a notch, Jono. Both sides bringing a lot of extra pace into this second half. When Canberra came back onto the field, they had a lot of voice just before the third quarter began. They felt that they could get back into this game, and now Sydney Uni responding just as well and looking for their first goal of the third quarter.
So Reinhardt on his way in, looking for goal number 8 of the afternoon for his team. Right foot strike. It'll go wide. It was touched there through Canberra and Sydney Uni. It'll miss everything as you saw. And now it'll be cleared off the boundary line by the Demons. So no points there, but Hiscock swings it back in field. Chance for the Students. Comes back nicely for the Demons. Work to Klemke. Across now there to the 15 there in Baker. Baker kicks it in some open real estate over on the broadcast side. Juggling tap away. Demons seem to win the battle initially, but the Students have the numbers through Goulden. Gives it nicely to Hebron. Hebron under some pressure there. 2-on-1 from the Demons. They've got some numbers strong through Martin. Fong will go to ground, as you can see there, just in front of our broadcast position. The umpire let it play on there a little bit, Ed, but eventually he's come in for a ball up.
So it'll be thrown up right in front of the Sydney University interchange bench. And as we say, a real lift in intensity in this third quarter as Richards and Lucy prepare to do battle in the ruck. Smout is lurking around the contest. Richards palms it down to the back, but it went straight to an opponent. Stevens lays a tackle and will have a ball up. That was Potter at the bottom of the pack as the umpire gets ready to throw it up again. Lucy and Richards. It's one down to Taylor. Taylor hands it to Stevens, but his hand pass is intercepted by Bartholomew's, who gets it quickly moving towards half forward. Canberra have numbers. Martin can't pick it up. Good tackle laid there by Davies. And we'll have a ball up inside 50 for Sydney Uni. Still searching for their first goal of this quarter. We've just played 12 minutes third quarter action here at Blacktown. Round 20 of the NEAFL. Sydney Uni going to the left of your screen in this third quarter as Richards taps it out towards the boundary line. It goes over the boundary line. Sydney Uni appealing for deliberate. The umpire says throw it in.
So 12 points the margin, which is only 2 goals. So Canberra, they'd be happy with that going into the final term, or at least midway through this third term. But they'll be wanting to just put some points on to really put some pressure on the Students going into this final term. Players battle for the Sharon from the ball in. Nicely tapped away there by the Demons. It comes across nicely there, and a bit of a bump and shove across to, I think it was the 28 in Oaks.
And he just slipped there on the AstroTurf, Oaks, but he looks all right. Oh, and Fong slipped as he kicked it as well. He's gone down pretty hard.
He taps it back in. Demons under some pressure. Comes back to Richards. Nice little clearing kick from him. Goes down towards the centre line wing. Comes back nicely there to Cooper. Cooper puts the kick across. It might be marked, and it is. I thought it might have gone out of bounds to Potter. Potter from the boundary line across the face of goal. Chance here for the Students, but brilliantly marked by Oscar Baker. And Baker will kick it across line. Just goes into some open pasture here. Ball just inside that forward 50 position. Demons looking for an opportunity along the centre wing. It goes into the line, but nicely taken there by Bruce. Bruce now puts a kick across field, goes uncontested. Davies can't control it. Comes through the middle. Now Davies regathers the pick-up. Comes back across there to Hare. Now it taps to Richards. Comes back away to Sirakowski. On to Goulden. Now to Hebron. Hebron will slow it down, calm it down for the Students. From the centre area, he'll kick down towards centre half forward, but a nice strong mark from Cade Klemke provides protection there for the Demons. He'll now put it into the centre wing position. Juggling mark from Barkley. Couldn't contain it. Now he gets it back to Foster. Beautiful work through the midfield. Demons and Students working nicely, but it's the Students on top here. Tommy Young, he's got some power. He's got some presence. He's kicked it wide. Oh, was really thinking that he'd put it between the big sticks, but he's kicked it to the left, and the points go to the Students, but on this occasion only that's behind it.
4 behinds to start the quarter for Sydney Union. We've just seen Sam Fong limp from the ground, may have injured at one of his ankles as he kicked the ball a couple of minutes ago. Lucy with a low ball inside 50. Oakes is there for the Demons. The ball evades him. Hiscox can't pick it up. Oakes going in hard again. Klemke's there for Canberra. And we'll get another stoppage inside 50 for Sydney University. A 13-point lead for the Students. 15 minutes gone in this third quarter. Canberra with the only 2 goals of the term. They came out firing after half-time. Goals to Tom Fall and Reid Stevens in this quarter as it's knocked to the front of the pack. Hand pass backwards for Hiscox. Hiscox off the right. It's a high ball into the pocket. Vardaniga got a hand on it. Powell's there as well. Comes to Lucy. Lucy tried to hand it off to Young, but it couldn't quite get to him. Young still lurking in a dangerous spot. Tries to spin out of the tackle. Gets a kick away. Eventually, it's off the hands of Reinhard. And we'll get another boundary throw in about 10 metres around from the Students right behind post.
Yeah, nice pressure there from the Demons. As Eddie said, the margin 13 points. So they're well and truly in this contest midway through this third term here at Blacktown. Beautiful conditions. The sun just appearing nicely, but for how long? Comes nicely for the Demons. They'll try and clear it. Sierakowski has it for the Students. Turns around, and just like that, the foot goes on the accelerator, and they kick their 8th of the afternoon.
They've done a pretty good job, the Students, all day. When Canberra's come back at them and threatened to get back within 1 or 2 goals, they've just done enough to kick away, and again, they get it out to a 19-point margin.
Yeah, really strong stuff there from the Students, but it shows you from what we just saw prior to that goal to Sierakowski how quickly it can change it. And
we've just seen Sam Tagliabue run back onto the field with his head bandaged, and they've had to change his jumper. A bit of blood on the jumper, so Sam Tagliabue coming back out into number 38 by the looks of it, John.
Normally belongs to Darcy Barron-Hay, so that's...
They've changed a few of their jumpers this afternoon, the Students, before the match, and now they've changed one during the match. But he stands out, big Sam Tagliabue, so I don't think it'll cause us too much strife.
Yeah, I think we'll go off the wrapping around the head, I think. But it comes away nicely there for the Demons. They work it nicely over the top to Maguire. Maguire will thump it down towards forward 50. Demons need to lift here. Bruce, a bit of left and right action with the footwork. Kicks it down towards Powell. Good pick up from him. Can't control it. Stevens tries to work some magic inside that right pocket. And eventually it'll go to ground. So a couple of number changes and some players with some taping around the head. Clay Klemke as well. He's managed to keep the jumper on, which helps us commentators. But 38 is the number for the 22, Tagliabue. Comes back across to Bartholomew's. Nicely thumped along the boundary line for the Students. Into some open field. Reinhardt goes to ground with the football, trying to come across the top of the Students. The numbers are strong. The Demons come at the ball. And the umpire will come in.
It'll be a Canberra free here for a trip.
So it'll be the free kick to 35 is Highmore. Highmore now looks for some options. 19 points the margin. Needing a goal to get themselves back in this contest. And a beautiful mark from Ryan Hebron. So now the Students, they'll try and clear it from their defensive pocket.
So Ryan Hebron just takes a few seconds off the clock. Goes with a high ball to the wing. He's got a one-on-one contest. And the Students win the day. They've got the footy, just defensive side of wing. Just slowing things down at the moment here, Sydney University. Another long kick along the boundary line. Pakes in front for the Canberra Demons, but it doesn't matter because the ball has gone over the line, out of bounds on the full. And Alex Paker has been a little quiet this afternoon. He's been a good find for the Demons, a Rising Star nominee earlier in the season. Potentially a roughie for a draft prospect in the AFL. Just a little quiet this afternoon. He goes with a long high ball forward of the wing. Milne can't quite drag down the mark. Hardy's dispossessed. And we're going to have another stoppage over there on the outer side, just forward of the wing for the Demons.
Yeah, Alex Pake played a pretty good game from memory in that game that we called in Canberra a few months ago. against the Giants. And it looks like he's providing some similar assistance for the Demons this afternoon, which is good to see. Tagliabue tries to tap it away nicely. Comes back there to Osborne, but it'll be Bird that has possession of it for the Students. And the umpire will come in. 8-12-60 in favour of 6-5-41. Students over the Demons midway through this third term. And it's the Students that bring it through the midfield. Nice mark away to Lucy, but couldn't control it. Clever little tap away to Goulden. Gives it some open space. Stevenson thumps it down towards the pocket. Now Bonnie, the pick-up magnificent. Now they build through Reinhardt. And he's kicked a beautiful goal. Oh, Damien Bonnie, that is all your work. Nice little half volley pick-up. Didn't panic. Gave it to Stevenson. Stevenson to Reinhardt. And the finish superb for the Students.
Second goal of the afternoon for Reinhardt. We're back out to a 25-point lead. And as we said, just when the Demons start to catch up, the Students managing to kick away as we go past 20 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, we saw a similar goal. I think it was in the second term where it went through Hiscox and Hebron, I think from memory in midfield.
Yep.
And it was a goal to Craig Bird over in that ghost pocket.
Yeah.
But what I mean is it's just that connectivity from Sydney Uni. You saw it on that occasion with the Reinhardt goal, and you saw it earlier in that Craig Bird goal as we go back to the centre for the bounce.
Real quick ball movement and handballing, but then knowing when to kick and setting up a simple shot on goal. That's where you want to have a shot, 20 out directly in front. Maguire's getting a bit more of the footy in this third quarter, but his kick has turned it over and gives the Students a chance to move it towards half forward. Canberra with numbers. Maguire goes again, gets the hand pass away, eventually makes its way to Highmore. Highmore with a kick out wide to Osborne, who can't quite gather. He's got a couple of teammates there in support. Good pressure from the Demons. We'll get a ball up. Broadcast side of the ground between wing and half forward for Sydney Uni, who hold a 25-point lead. Time on in the third term here at Blacktown. Umpire throws it up. Tagliabue and Milne, neither could get a hand on it. It's knocked out towards Sierakowski. He gathers, goes with a left foot kick towards full forward. Paik and Derricks. Derricks runs onto it and slams through another goal. Students on fire in the third quarter, and now the margin out to 31 points.
Oh, when the luck's on your side, Ed? That was just superb. Very similar to that Reid, Stevens and Aaron Bruce goal that we saw earlier in the piece. But, yeah, nice work from Sierakowski. Limited real estate on the boundary line. Just swung the ball in nicely. Maybe the breeze might have played a role. Maybe the luck of the bounce there from the Sharon. But Derrick's solid positioning inside that forward 50 position and a really strong goal for the Students, their 10th of the afternoon. Yeah,
Sierakowski did a good job to keep the ball in play, and Paik probably did the right thing. He got to the front, but, you know, the oval-shaped ball, it doesn't always go where you think it'll go. It doesn't go where you want it to go, but it certainly went where Jacob Derricks wanted it to go, and he gets, his first goal of the afternoon. As we're back in the centre, the bounce goes astray from the centre circles, so the umpire will throw it up instead, as Tagliabue and Richards get ready to do battle again. Isaac Taylor lurking in the middle for Canberra as the umpire throws it up. Tagliabue knocks it to the back, but Maguire sharking it again. He's stepping up in this third quarter. His kick probably favoured Barkley. And now the kick to the wing towards Hiscox. Left it for his teammate. Now the left foot kick to Tagliabue is all on his own at the attacking edge of the centre square. Picks up the ball, shrugs the tackle, then goes with a nice kick towards Bonnie, who couldn't quite drag in the mark. Went hard at ground level. So did the Demons defenders. Paik throws his body around. Klemke fires the hand pass out to Baker. And now Baker with a good kick. And the Demons should be able to clear as Maguire pokes it towards the boundary line.
So the Demons swinging along the boundary line. Nicely worked over the top, but picked up by Goulden. He put himself in front of Tommy Fall on that occasion to take the mark, which was smart work from Adam Goulden. Now he works it from the boundary line. Kick down towards centre half forward. High-flying mark, but it's taken nicely there by Baker, who'll kick across to Taylor.
And a 50-metre penalty here for Canberra by the look of it.
Yeah, that's a huge chance for them. So it'll come back to Malign. Malign will just kick it back, and
it'll be Baker to take the 50.
Yeah, I thought so. So Baker now will try and turn this little possession of play into points. Thumps it down towards the forward line.
I think the umpire's going to call it back.
Yeah, I thought the players were moving a little too slowly on that occasion.
Haven't they all streamed forward? Look at that. Only one player. In fact, now he's walked over the centre line. So every single player in the Canberra Demons forward half.
Yeah, that shows you some good respect from Sydney University. Margin's starting to get away from the Demons, but they're really in this contest if they can just perform a fraction better as they juggle it through Fall. Fall now under some pressure. Turn, Grubbers it along the ground. He's third of the afternoon in spectacular fashion for the Demons.
Do you reckon Tom Fall's ever given a hand pass?
Oh, I doubt it, but if he keeps kicking goals like that, who cares?
Oh, absolutely. 3 goals this afternoon, 2 goals in this quarter. And he doesn't do run-of-the-mill, just jog in and dribble one through Tom Fall. He knows how to find the goals from any place. He likes having a shot. He has provided a lot of life in that Demons forward line, and they need a bit of life at the moment. That's their 7th goal. Just gets the margin back to a more manageable 25 points.
You know, if you're a coach and you're looking at a player like Tommy Fall with so much confidence that he has, you just let that go.
Yeah, you don't want him to handball.
You think, you know what, if I make it too hard or too difficult for him, it might mess with his confidence. If you just let him play like that, he'll kick a goal like he's just done on that occasion. So superb work from Tommy Fall on that occasion and brilliant stuff for the Demons. It gets them back within a little bit of work to do, but it's a manageable lead, I think, where they are as we fast approach three-quarter time. And now the Demons, they try and swing it down towards that.
Taylor was dumped after he kicked it, and this will be another, I think it'll be a down-the-ground free kick to Canberra.
Okay, so that'll really help them. Take us through that incident, because I was watching play go forward inside forward 50, Ed.
Yeah, well, Isaac Taylor had the ball there and drove it forward with that centre clearance, and after he kicked it, he was knocked to ground, and the umpire said that wasn't a fair bump, and so he's paid a downfield free to Canberra, and it'll be Jack Powell with what should be a relatively straightforward shot on goal.
Yeah, looking for their 8th goal of the afternoon, the Demons. This will make things a little bit interesting if he can put it through here. Wind starting to pick up here at Blacktown, but the sun, as you can see, is shining. On his way, right foot kick on the way. Wind doesn't play any role. It stays straight and goes straight between the posts.
Couple of goals this afternoon for Jack Powell. Another one of those lively forwards that just adds a bit of energy to the Canberra side. He didn't have to do a whole lot to earn that goal, that downfield free for a bit of ill discipline from Sydney Uni. In the middle of the ground. But this is very similar to the AFL game last night where Richmond, we kept thinking, oh yeah, they've probably just kicked away. They're probably going to cruise to victory. And then suddenly Essendon would come with a couple of quick goals and be back in the match. That's what Canberra is doing at the moment. Back within 19 points. Still a couple of minutes left in this quarter, I reckon. And if they can get one more goal before three-quarter time, Canberra will fancy their chances in the last quarter.
Yeah, big talk that the Tigers can possibly go back-to-back. I'm sure that'll be pleasing their long-suffering fans after the success of 2017, beating the Crows in the grand final. As it comes back for the Demons, they try and work it nicely. Over the top to Pake. Pake can't quite get it. Bonnie juggled the ball. Now it comes back to Pake onto Baker. Baker taps it through nicely. Little bump and shove through the middle. Nice play over the top. Oakes tries to come at it for the Demons. Tagliabue will be the last player to get it, but I've got a feeling it'll be a free kick for the Demons, and it is. And now it'll be Oakes that puts a kick. So the momentum's starting to shift in this game. Bruce just taking it away, putting some pressure there on the students. Hebron tried to tap it away, couldn't quite get it, and the ball will go out of bounds. So in the shadows of three-quarter time, about 28 minutes played, 10-12-72, plays 8-5-53. I reckon if the Demons can get a goal in this little passage, it might just give them real confidence going into that final term. Nicely tapped away, comes back away to Taylor, comes back across the line there. Picked up off the ground by Collins. Collins tries to get it back to Taylor. Taylor works it through. They need numbers here. Powell comes back. Collins works it. Baker kicks it over towards goal. Bouncing through! Yes! Is it Oakes or is it Baker? It's Oakes. It's Nathan Oakes, the unknown 28 that we were trying to pick across the game and we're hoping didn't kick a goal. He has, and hasn't he done it well?
Well, he was the late inclusion for Ben Fulford, and Ben Fulford is another one of those small forwards that can get on the scoreboard for Canberra, and they needed Oakes to get on the scoreboard, and he has. He's on debut in the NEAFL this afternoon. He's only, he's celebrating his 19th birthday within the next couple of weeks. Played for the Murray Bushrangers. It's his first season on the Canberra Demons list, and there is his first goal in the NEAFL. So well done, Nathan Oakes.
I've stuffed it up. Apologies there, Nathan. So it comes back for the students. Now they're on the tag. Goes inside, forward 50. Can't be marked. Close to goal, but it is a goal. And this time it's gone to the number 40 in Nick Foster. So coast-to-coast stuff here in the NEAFL. First Oakes, then Foster. Whatever the Demons can do, Sydney Uni can do better.
Well, this has been probably the most entertaining quarter we've seen so far this afternoon. 5 goals for the Demons, but Sydney Uni with 4 goals of their own in this third term. And, there's still time for a couple of goals to each side here, I reckon. We've gone 29 minutes. Sydney Uni getting it back out to a 19-point lead. But if the Demons can get another one quickly, and they've shown an ability to score quickly this afternoon, they will still give themselves a chance in the last quarter.
So back to the centre we go. We saw that Stevens and Bruce goal earlier. Real confidence one for the Demons. And then, of course, Nathan Oakes picking up a beautiful goal. So what can the Demons do here? Richards taps it away over the top. Potter tries to get it nicely. Bird just taps it over, tries to push it away. Bonnie comes through. The numbers are strong there. Foster comes over the top, but the Demons are working it nicely. And they'll eventually go to ground. So the ball up will take place just on centre wing. About half an hour gone in this third term. So you'd think three-quarter time siren isn't too far away. Really entertaining game of footy. We hope you're enjoying it on NEAFL TV. Comes away nicely to Lucy. Lucy through the pack. Sirakowski kicks it down towards the boundary line to find Davies, but the ball will go out of bounds over on that outer wing or right pocket. So 11-12-78 plays 9-5-59 in favour of the students. Round 20 action in the NEAFL. The winner, of course, to get a home final in a fortnight's time, which will be a valuable thing in footy. Comes nicely to Sirakowski. We can't control it. Highmore got in there nicely for the Demons. Tries to work it. Richards gives it to Taylor. Taylor over the top there to the 24 and Smout. Smout kicks it along the centre wing. It comes back along the line and the Demons try to swing it along centre wing towards Bruce, but it'll go out of bounds. In fact, that's gone out on the full, so it'll be the students to now bring it across the field.
So the wind perhaps affecting a lot of out of bounds on the full kicks over on that outer side of the ground as Goulden kicks the students back into attack. There's a one-on-one contest at half forward. Demons getting back in numbers. Hand pass comes the way of Richards, the ruckman, got the handball out. And now the Demons kick smothered, so a chance for the students. Eventually the ball's over the boundary line. It'll be tossed in. Half forward for Sydney Uni. Nearly 32 minutes gone in this third quarter. Can't be too long left. As the runner comes out, they'll be telling the players, well, they'll be telling them exactly that there's not too long left as Richards and Lucy go at it in ruck. Richards knocks it down to the front. It's sharked by the students. A left foot kick towards full forward. Baker got there, knocked it away. Pake's chasing it, left it for his playing coach in Klemke. Klemke has a bounce, just treads water for a bit, then kicks it out towards the wing. Umpire pays a free kick. It'll go the Demons' way.
Yeah, it was a holding call.
And that'll be Reid Stevens to take the ball. Just defensive side of the wing for Canberra. Thought about going short to Maguire. Elects to go longer towards Fall, but in the better position was Goulden. And now a 50-metre penalty for Sydney Uni.
Yeah, a bit of a bump there from Fall. So a little bit of frustration coming in. Reid Stevens was definitely held back. Unfortunately, the Demons couldn't capitalise on that little opportunity. And now Adam Goulden has a huge opportunity here for the students. Looking for their 12th goal of the afternoon as Goulden swings it in towards forward 50. Uncontested mark there. Reinhardt, the bit of bump and shove late. But he took a solid mark, positioned himself well, and now they can go for their 12th of the afternoon.
Well, we thought Tristan Davies would probably be the most dangerous forward for Sydney Uni coming back into the side this week. But Ned Reinhardt now with a chance to kick his third goal of the day, and he's caused some problems for the Canberra defence.
So Reinhardt to move in for this. Looks for another in his account in 2018. Kick is on its way. Good looking kick, but it's gone wide, unfortunately. And just through for a behind. I reckon the wind might have picked that up late, Ed, as it went through.
Yeah, it has caused some problems, especially at that end, and probably the students have let the Demons off the hook a bit today. 11 goals, 13, Sydney Uni. The Demons have kicked more accurately, 9 goals, 5, but obviously a lot more scoring shots for the Sydney Uni side as the Demons work it to the outer wing. Hand pass comes out to the player there. Now it's moved towards Stevens. Or should I say Oakes? Oakes kicks towards Fall. Fall works his way to the front, takes the mark, plays on, runs into the pocket, has a bounce. Tom Fall goes with the banana and kicks his fourth. There's nothing Tom Fall can't do, and he keeps the Demons in this match. They're back within 14 points.
Oh, superb call and a brilliant goal there for Tommy Fall. He's fourth in wonderful fashion. Nice little bit of don't argue once he got clear inside forward 50 in that pocket from Fall. And as you correctly summed up, it was the banana kick and it went through for a goal. So nice way to bring up their 10th goal of the afternoon, and 14 points the margin here, Ed.
Yeah, they've kicked 6 in this quarter. Tom Fall has got 3 of them. He's coming in now into the midfield, which is an interesting move. But he didn't worry about having the set shot there, just played on, kept running, took a bounce. Sometimes players don't think they've got enough time to take a bounce and get closer to the goal, but made sure it was a more simple opportunity as Sydney Uni win this centre clearance. We've gone past 35 minutes, a very long third quarter. Smouts there, but it comes to Lucy for the students. Gets the hand pass away to Bird. Bird goes inside 50, and the students will get another shot on goal here. It looks like Damien Bonney has the ball out at right half forward.
So they'll play it and swing it down towards forward 50. Opportunity here for the students. Nice mark there from Tommy Young. He's now under some pressure. Sharon comes loose. Umpire will come in. What's he called? He's gone the way of the students. So it'll be Tommy Young to have a free kick. And, geez, that's not a great place for Tommy Young to have an opportunity, because I've seen this kid kick from the car park and get it. And this is very easy for Tommy Young. Moves in, very easy goal. The 12th of the afternoon for the students. And it brings that margin to 20 points.
He's been busy this afternoon, Tom Young, and he gets his first goal. It's been a goal fest in this third quarter. That's, what are we up to? 4 goals now for Sydney Uni, 6 goals for the Canberra Demons. A very long quarter, more than 36 minutes played, and nice to see some high-scoring, free-flowing football.
Yeah, absolutely, and haven't we seen it in this third term from both sides, really? Some confidence goals as well. You know, you've got Tommy Fall, you know, on the right of your screen, or for the Canberra Demons, and then of course, you know, nice work from Reinhardt and Derricks and players of that nature for Sydney Uni as the tap restart gets underway. Bird tries to come at it. Nice little body on the ball there from Hardy. Siren sounds. 20 points is the margin, but we've got ourselves a terrific final term coming up between the Sydney University students and the Canberra Demons. What will happen? Can Canberra build a almighty comeback, or will the students keep galloping? We'll take a break, find out on the other side. Well, haven't we got a final term to look forward to here between the Demons and the Students? It's the Students by 20 points, 12-13, 85 to the Demons 10-5, 65. But, you know, if the Demons, Eddie Williams, can put on some points like they did in that start of the third term, we've got ourselves a pretty good finish here.
Yeah, very high-scoring third quarter. 6-5 to the Canberra Demons. And if Mitch Maguire can keep getting his hands on the ball, if they can keep creating some opportunities for Tom Fall at full forward, who knows? The Demons could come over the top. They were overrun last weekend after taking a 4-goal lead into the final break. Looking to turn the tables this weekend. The Demons trailing by 20 points at three-quarter time. Can they cause a bit of a boil-over against Sydney Uni? The umpire bounces the ball, but it goes out of the centre circles. So we'll have a redo. He'll come in and throw it up this time as Tagliabue and Milne get ready to resume their battle. And Tagliabue going off with the blood rule in that third quarter just gave the Canberra ruckman, Milne and Richards, a bit of a chance to work their way into the game and have a bit of impact as Tagliabue knocks it down. Opportunity for Bird. Gets a little quick kick away, but he's turned it over. Now a hurried kick towards Powell. Ends up with Bruce, the captain. Bruce goes with the hand pass off. Now a flying shot towards goal. It's the right-hand goalpost just at the base. Gee, that's the early goal the Demons would have looked for. A minor score. They're 10-6-66, trailing by 19 points.
Yeah, still not a bad start, but, you know, it goes back to that luck of the bounce, doesn't it, Ed? As Stevenson now will work it across forward flank, finds a player in midfield, and that's Damien Bonney. High towering kick over the top, down towards Potter. Needs a fortuitous bounce. Eventually, after about 73, he gets it just close to that boundary line. Pushes it nicely. Lucy, juggling act. Did well under some pressure. Tommy Young didn't panic. Nice handball across field. They build it nicely, the Students. Good kick across the face of goal, and it goes straight between the big sticks. Superb stuff there from Adam Goulden, and a brilliant goal for the Students.
Well, how often do you see it? Canberra miss an opportunity at one end and Sydney Uni run the ball straight up the other end and put through the goal, and now they're back out to a much more comfortable 25-point lead. It makes things a little difficult for the Demons early in the final quarter.
Yeah, some smart connectivity you saw through forward 50. And the goal scorer briefly on screen there, Adam Goulden, just putting it through for the Students. So another to his tally in 2018. Of course, the awards dinner in a few weeks, so a lot of these players will be up for most of the major awards. Comes away for the Students, tries to get it through the middle. Potter did well. Gives it to Sierakowski. Now he's on the fly. Kicks it from centre wing. Long towering kick towards the goal, but it'll go wide. Miss everything. And the Demons now will try and play it off that boundary line. Now they'll look for something here. What can they find? Good towering kick from Paik. Just over to the top. Can't be marked. Bonney comes in. Might have been a push in the back. Play on is the call. Comes to Collins. Collins to Young. Young now. Little smart left foot kick. Oh, picked up beautifully by Derricks. Swung around. Can they kick their second of the term? They can. And the Students build and bring the lead to 31.
Bit of bad luck there for the Canberra Demons. They won a free kick and they elected to take the advantage. The umpire called play on to advantage. There wasn't much advantage to be had, and Sydney Uni getting their second goal in a row to start this final quarter. Back out now to a 31-point lead, and that makes things really tough for Canberra.
So, strong stuff again from the Students. We spoke in the pre-game chat about Canberra needing to get that important start at all the quarters. They almost got the dream start, didn't they? The start of this term, like we saw in the third term, but now the mountain is getting a little bit bigger for the Demons as Bird pushes it through the midfield across the centre half forward. Bit of a push and shove. Martin tries to come at it, but the Students through Hiscox now gets it. Martin wraps it up nicely, but eventually runs out of room and he'll go over the boundary line. So boundary throw in to take place over on that far side, the outer wing. And the Demons, they need a goal here.
Students just trying to take the sting out of this game with the first two goals in under 4 minutes in the final quarter. Tagliabue and Milne. It's knocked out to the side. Milne does his own roving. Hand pass didn't go too far. It's taken by Tagliabue. He's wrapped up, and we'll have another ball up between wing and half forward for Sydney Uni, who are 14-13-97. The Canberra Demons 10-6-66. Knocked down by Tagliabue again, but the Demons come up with the ball. Smout, he's had a lot of possession today. Kicks towards the wing. Kick didn't really favour Bruce or Maguire, but it's knocked forwards towards Bruce, the captain. Kicks it inboard. Ends up okay for Canberra. They'll get a shot on goal from the 50. It'll bounce. It'll stay in play, and Tom Fall's got 5 goals. Sometimes you just get a bit of luck, and the ball waited for Tom Fall. He socketed it through off the left. 4 goals in this second half, and 5 goals on the day for Tom Fall.
Oh, when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? Oh, Tommy Fall. He kicks 5, as you said, and you got to love it when the Sharon goes your way, Ed.
At this point in the game, do they think about clearing out the rest of the forward line and just leaving, in all seriousness, leaving the forward line open for Tom Fall? He's clearly having a good day. Have him there one-on-one up against Barton and see what happens.
Well, look, it's an option, you know, and with this margin that you can see, 14-13-97 to 11-6-72, they've got to be trying something like that. They need a little bit more than luck with the margin that's in front of them. 25 points as Tagliabue tries to get that tap away, does well. Bird comes through, was held back a little bit there from Taylor, so he'll get that contest and possession on the occasion. Just finds himself in the centre of Blacktown International Sports Park. Beautiful day here, bit of wind around. But it's playing a little bit of a role, but not too much as I thought it would. Stevenson now nicely tapped there towards centre half forward, picked up by Tommy Young nicely. Young uncontested. Now has a stabbing kick towards forward 50. Nicely worked to Foster. And Foster will play it there. And he'll have a shot at goal.
I think the Demons will be a little disappointed with their defence this afternoon. They've coughed up a lot of shots on goal from this sort of position. 40 out, not too much of an angle. And Foster looking for a goal here.
So looking for goal number 15 and to push that margin out to 31. With 6.5 gone in the final term. Kick on its way. Good-looking kick, but it'll be tapped away by the students. Derrick's tried to get his hand to it. Nice work from Collins from the Demons. Bird came across. Taylor will scoop and cover, and he'll go out of bounds with the Sharon. So boundary throw in to take place just in that ghost pocket, the left pocket here at Blacktown International Sports Park. It's a bit like the Bermuda Triangle, that pocket there, Ed, here at Blacktown. And players just jostling for position. Fatigue probably will take place, you'd think, at some point in this quarter.
That wind wreaking havoc on that boundary umpire and that dead pocket as well. He'll have to redo the throw-in.
So it might have played a bit of a role there. Commentator's curse. Just when I say it's not playing a role, it rears its ugly head as the boundary throw-in takes place again. Nicely tapped by Richards. Tagliabue tried to get it off the carpet. Now it's played away there by the students. Now it comes from Powell, and Powell's got a bit of a gallop on. Good kick over towards Fall. Fall now on the fly. Can he go for goal number 6? Look at this kid gallop. One bounce. Nice little bit of fancy footwork. Inside forward 50. The mark taken beautifully. And nice work there from Matt Vardeniger. I'll get it out eventually. Just, you could see him calming things down, and now he'll have a shot at goal.
And he did the right thing there, Tom Fall. He didn't get ahead of himself. He didn't think I'm going to go for goal number 6. He knew he was on the wrong foot, had an option there in Vardeniger, and now a chance for a couple in a row for Canberra.
So Vardeniger needing to get a goal here to really just make this interesting, to try and bring it back to 25 points. Kick on its way. Wind's picked it up a little bit. Battle for the ball close to the contest. It goes through, but it goes through for a behind. So 30 points the margin now in favour of the students.
Goulden with the kick-in duties for Sydney Uni. Just waits for an option. He's looking to go out into the pocket. Just goes with a mid-distance kick. He's got a man loose on the half-back flank, and they move the ball quickly out towards Bonnie on the wing. Bonnie up against Klemke. Gathers. Turns inside, gives the hand pass for Derricks. Derricks goes for a bit of a run. Now goes with a short kick to Potter. Potter at the attacking edge of the square. Puts a high ball inside 50. Derricks and Highmore. Well done by Highmore to knock it away. Taken by Martin. Gives it back to Baker. Baker's got Pake at fullback. Pake sold a bit of candy, and his kick finds Highmore hard up against the boundary line. Tom Highmore had a pretty good afternoon, and Paik starting to pick up a bit in this second half, John.
Yeah, especially at the back there, Ed, as it goes to Oakes. What about the start from him? Kicking a goal in his debut earlier in the contest. Nicely to House. House will have possession here for the Demons, looking for some options. Has Tommy Fall in front of him, but might go another option. Goes down centre wing. Battle nicely for the ball. Brilliantly picked and plucked there from Aaron Day. Day will kick across the ground and find a man in Hebron. Hebron just under some pressure from Powell. Now it comes to Lucy. Smart little hand pass over the top there from Hare. Onto Reinhardt. Reinhardt kick from centre half forward down towards forward 50. Young can't get it. Hiscock's on the fly. The Glebe Greyhound pushes and punches one away. Now he's got some work to do around Osborne. Punches it back infield. Nicely worked to Bonnie. Bonnie just calms it down. Says, boys, just let's cool it. Slow it down a little bit and now look for some opportunities. Finds himself on centre wing. Smart round the body kick down towards centre half forward. Down towards the forward pocket. Derricks did well with limited real estate, but House came across nicely and provided some strong protection for the Demons.
So we'll get a boundary throw in inside 50 for Sydney Uni, holding on to a 4-goal lead. 10 minutes played in this final quarter as Lucy and Milne prepare to go at it in the ruck. Milne starts in front. Both got hands on it. It's sharked by Bonnie, who has a kick towards goal. It just bounces through for a behind. So Sydney Uni ticking up to 14-98. Their lead now is 25 points. As Baker goes to himself, then runs out into the pocket, goes with a long right foot kick, clears the pack in the end, bounces out towards the wing and bounces over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in, just forward half of the wing for Sydney Uni. Milne and Lucy preparing to go at it in ruck again. If you're just joining us, Nathan Oakes, a late inclusion for Canberra this afternoon. Ben Fulford was the late omission. Milne knocks it down to the front. But the students should be able to get the clearance. A hurried kick forward. Canberra getting back in numbers. Taylor went in really hard. Got some sort of hand pass away, but it spilt to Lucy, who gave it to Potter. Potter's kick went through the hands of the target. Still a chance here for Davies, or Reinhardt, I should say. In the end, it's knocked through for a rushed behind. Another behind for Sydney Uni. They go up to 14-16-100.
Wind playing a bit of a role here, Ed, late in this final term, and it's the conditions a little bit colder, probably closer to Canberra for you.
Not quite. It's not quite -6.
Might be reaching for the jumper soon, so it'll be interesting to see what role the wind plays in these final stages of this one between the students and the Demons. Demons under some pressure there through Harrison Carr, the former Swan. And the umpire will come in and just ball it up close to that line. In fact, it'll be a boundary throw-in. I thought the ball may have stayed in the field of play, but it's obviously gone out of bounds. So now players trying to work positions as they try and get it. Lucy just waited for it to bounce. Stevenson came at it. And it looks as though it'll be another boundary throw-in. So 99-73, 14-15 to 11-7. And we're about 13 minutes deep into this final term. Home final on the line for one of these teams. Who will it be? Lucy gives the ball away. Taylor just tries to kick it off the carpet. Nicely worked from the Demons. Good work from Hebron. Under some pressure now, the students. And they go to ground with the footy in hand. Tagliabue and Goulden look as though they're about to come on. Martin and Malign about to come on for the Demons. So it'll be interesting to see what role those players will play for their respective clubs. Taylor tries to get it. Bruce comes across. Put a bit of a bump and shove there with the shoulder late. And he goes out of bounds. So another boundary throw in. So starting to get to that 26-point margin, which is not too far away for the Demons if they can just pull their finger out a little bit and maybe kick a couple of goals. They need the play to just open up a bit here.
We're having a lot of trouble with these boundary throw-ins in this quarter. Another one being redone. That wind, you wonder if perhaps the boundary umpire should come in a few metres to throw it in.
Well, he did on the last occasion, so let's see what role it takes here. As it's a bit of a push in. Milne tries to come across again. The wind just causing a few issues. He almost needs to just ball up close to that line, I'd reckon, just to give both teams a chance here, because clearly the wind is really playing some havoc over on that boundary far side. This time it comes into Lucy. taps it away. The Students try to get possession of it. Nicely worked there from Bartholomew's. He'll kick it towards the middle of the park. Now it comes to Stevenson. Stevenson swings it over towards centre half forward. Can't be taken by the Students. Reinhardt and Davies came in, but it's nice work there from Highmore, who comes through for the Demons. Comes back away. Klemke tries to come in hard for the Demons. Picked up off the ground. Davies gives it to Potter. Brilliant hands. Kicked and tapped away. Goes towards the Students. Battling for possessions. Bonnie tries to get ball loose. Comes to Foster. Over the top is Baker. Goes to ground. Ball up. Not a bad contest between these sides here, Ed.
Desperate defence there from the Demons. A good fist in from Paik. Some good hard play there from Nick Collins back in the side this week. They don't want to concede another goal here, Canberra. They really can't afford to concede too many more scores at all if they're going to come back into this match.
Comes back away for the Demons. Nicely played by the Students. Klemke off the carpet, tries to get it to Bonnie and does. And Derek's now. Kick is smothered. Clever work from the Demons. Paik gives it to Baker. Baker runs out of room but does well with limited real estate. Now Derek's turns it, swings it. Has he got it? I think it's gone wide.
He's missed the lot there, out on the full.
So he's kicked it and missed it. So, geez, from our angle, it certainly looked as though it was going through.
Nice looking kick, but a bit of pressure there from Alex Paik, who is having a good final quarter, and made sure it went out on the full.
Demons to swing it from the boundary line down towards centre half forward. Baker, the little tap and shove. Comes back for the Students. Now it goes into some open pasture. Smart punch away for the Demons. Good work here from Bruce. Bruce gives it beautifully. Oh, this is great work from Martin. Martin will tap and go inside forward 50. Tries to find his man over there in Hardy. Hardy does well under some pressure. Barkley coming at him. Barkley wins the one-on-one contest, but they run out of room. And listen to the roar from the Sydney University bench as Barkley just prevented that possession, because the way Martin was going, he could have been convinced that a goal was coming for the Demons, Ed.
Great contest there on the outer side. It was a clever tap from Reid Stevens to knock it to the captain in Bruce, and then Martin went for that run. Kick couldn't quite get to Hardy, and good pressure from Sydney Uni as Lucy wins the hit out, and now a clearing kick for the Students. Although the Demons have the numbers on the wing, Paik is waiting at the back of the pack, but the ball bounces over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in. So we'll see how the boundary umpire goes here, because he's under a little bit of pressure with this wind picking up in the past few minutes, and we've seen a few throw-ins redone. We're right on centre wing. Milne and Tagliabue in position. The umpire telling them just to come in a little bit because the wind, as we say, is affecting the throw-ins. That's not a bad one. Well done by the boundary umpire. Tagliabue worked his way to the front. Quick kick forward now for Canberra. It trickles over the boundary line, and we'll get another throw in. That poor boundary umpire, he's probably thinking, can't they kick it over to the other side of the ground?
Yeah, I think they had about 6 goes at it last time, didn't they, Ed?
He's getting a lot of the ball between wing and half forward now here for the Canberra Demons as Tagliabue and Milne line up again. Milne's at the front. The ball didn't really get to either of them, and unfortunately, the umpire will have to do that one again.
Oh, geez, you'd almost have to come up with an option. Another option under these
circumstances.
He is now
coming in a couple of metres.
Yeah.
It's not an easy job throwing the ball backwards like that, particularly in these conditions. Neither ruckman could really get a decisive hit out there, and we've got a big pack around the ball as the Demons now work that ball clear of the pack. It's knocked out towards Klemke. In the end, Martin went himself. Martin with a kick to the wing, looking for Hardy, takes the mark. He's got Oakes inboard, screaming for the ball. In the end, he goes to Baker, who marks on the wing. Baker looking to go short off the right foot. He's turned it over. Derricks with the intercept mark for Sydney Uni. And they'll just take a few moments to absorb the pressure. Derricks' kick isn't great, but it came off all right for Bonnie. Umpire says play on. Low kick inside 50 isn't 15. So the flying shot on goal won't quite have the distance, or it does have the distance, but it's carried through for a behind. Misses to the right. That's the 100 up for Sydney Uni. They're 14-16. The Demons 11-7-73.
Yeah, you could see the wind really playing a role there. The wind certainly picking up here in the latter stages of this contest as the kick comes down, and unfortunately for the Canberra side goes straight into the hands of Tommy Young. It'll be interesting to see what Tommy does here, because the wind really picked up. You would have seen it play a big role in that last attempt for the Students' last goal, but It'll be interesting to see what Tommy Young does here, because the wind is going from the left to the right of your screen. And you might see the goalpost moving around when Tommy Young launches it up here. Moves it. Kick is on its way. The wind certainly has picked that one up. I think it's only just got through for a behind. So it's really sort of gone right to left. I thought, based on the wind, it probably would have gone the other way, but goes through for a behind, and they kick their 17th of the afternoon, and now the margin 28 points in favour of the Students as the Demons work it through the midfield from the goal square. Tapped away, but the numbers are strong. Sirakowski for the Students. Gives it away beautifully. Hiscox turns, burns, through. It bounces right on the chalk of the goal line. And the Students, they kick their 16th of the game. Their 16th of the game. And it's now just putting that margin out a little bit further for them.
Out to 4 goals now, and that might just be, or in fact beyond 4 goals, that might just be the sealer here for Sydney Uni. What's that? We think their 3rd goal of the quarter. Yep. The Demons have toiled hard all afternoon, but it was early in the match, late in the first quarter, where Sydney Uni kicked those couple of goals before quarter time, and they've held on to at least a 2-goal break for the whole game. They've just been able to keep Canberra at arm's length, and now that margin out to a much more comfortable distance for Sydney Uni.
So back to the centre we go. You can see Tagliabue in the 38 trying to go for that contest. Richards comes through. Nicely worked there from the 24 and Smout, who came through, but the free kick will go the way of the Students. And now Sirakowski gets it from Tagliabue. Couple of bounces through the midfield. Working nicely, Will Sirakowski tries to kick over the top. Can't find Foster. And it comes over for the Demons. So now Bruce will have it for them. Aaron Bruce, who hasn't been bad for the Demons this afternoon. It goes to Harrison Carr, who marks it. Looks like a play on is the call. He'll go the gallop and down towards Milne. Milne tries to tap it away. Taylor tried to come through for the Demons. Nicely worked from the Students. They'll go to ground with it. It was Aaron Day was the final player that had the Sharon, and the ball will go out of bounds just to the left-hand side of our broadcast position, or the grandstand side of Blacktown International Sports Park. And now the boundary throw-in to take place. I wouldn't think the wind would play too much of a role, because you would think the grandstand is a terrific windbreak. So the players jostling for position. Tagliabue did well under that contest. Now it comes across. Hardy tried to get it. Barkley came in. Taylor worked nicely for the Demons. Tried to swing the ball around over the top, but it goes into the arms of Adam Goulden. And Goulden will now try and clear it for the Students. Swings it back across to Hiscox. Gives it back across to Goulden, and Goulden will reset. And now look for an option here for the Students.
I just called that kick back for Goulden. He'd gone off his mark before. Now called to play on. Goes along the boundary line. Smout and Lucy. Smout got a hand on it. Maguire's waiting. So's Paik. Paik hands it to Richards. Gives it to Fall. Umpire pays a free kick. It'll go the way of Alex Paik, who was dumped after he disposed of the ball. So Paik now with a free kick between wing and half forward for Canberra. Just waits. Goes for a bit of a run. Then goes long off the left foot. Out towards the boundary line. It just sits up in the breeze. Who's at the back of the pack? Malign might be able to run onto it. Gives the hand pass into the goal square, but good defence by Sydney Uni, and they see it through for a rush behind.
22 gone in this final term as the Students try to swing it up the train tracks. Gives it to Bruce. Now nicely to Osborne. Osborne to Martin. Martin has a crack at goal, but it won't have the distance. Goes straight into the arms of Nathan Cooper. Close to goal. Puts a smart kick across field and will find Foster. Foster just puts a tap. Oh, geez, good hands in the end from Jake Bartholomew's. Bartholomew's will kick it along centre wing, but it goes now to the 18 in Baker. And a good kick inside forward 50. And it's Osborne that takes the mark. So now the Demons, Ed, they have a chance here to try and get their 12th goal of the afternoon.
And they set up pretty well there, Canberra. They were able to take that intercept mark and get another shot on goal. They need to kick this if they're any chance at all. We know they can score quickly, but if they can't score here, it will certainly be beyond them.
So Jared Osborne moves in for the Demons. Needs a goal for his side, or kick towards forward 50. Vardenigar just tries to get the ball away. Reed Stevens can't do what he did. I think it was in the second term where he put that little grubber kick through and Bruce tapped it through, but the ball up will take place. So players jostling for position. Students strong. Goulden clears it nicely, but it'll go uncontested mark over the top there. And now they have a huge chance through Collins over on the far side. Collins will swing it down towards forward 50. Vardeniga, but it's Day that flies through. Takes a solid mark, in the end uncontested for the Students. Looking for some options. Kicks it straight along from the goal line along centre wing. They battle high for the ball. Comes away, nicely tapped away from the Students into some open field. Goes over towards the boundary line on the outer wing, and that's up onto the hill.
That's a deliberate out-of-bounds free kick paid there by the umpire. And one of the trainers going to retrieve the footy, and it'll be a Canberra free on the outer side to Aaron Bruce.
So the Demons really needing to get themselves back in this contest. Difference is 5 goals, 9 based on my mathematics. Comes across there. Milne tries to get it through. Bartholomew's can't get it, so the 242's working to get the Sharon. Unfortunately, neither can, and it goes out of bounds. Wind really starting to pick up here at Blacktown International Sports Park. It started to get a little bit colder than it was earlier in the day, which you can imagine. Comes across nicely, tapped by Milne. Milne gives it away there to the Students, and it's Sirakowski. Gives it to Potter. Potter to Lucy. Lucy now just tries to get the ball away. Comes back to Martin. Martin will tap it through. Hiscox juggles beautifully. Puts himself in front of the player and gets the kick downfield, down towards Reinhardt. But it'll be Alex Paik that sees the ball go out of bounds. Reinhardt in the end didn't play a role there.
No, and it's a 33-point lead now to the Students. More than 25 minutes played. They've controlled this game pretty well after taking a 2-goal lead at quarter time. Just been able to keep the Canberra Demons at bay as Milne and Lucy go in the ruck. Milne was in front, but it favoured Lucy at the back. He took it out of the ruck, then went with a high kick. No mark. Oakes went in hard and gave the hand pass back. And now it should come back towards his direction, but Bonnie with a chance for Sydney Uni. He's dispossessed. Helfs went in hard for Canberra. Paik just flicks it out the back to Bruce. Bruce goes with the hand pass towards Baker. Derricks gets in there as well. Derricks and Baker contesting for the footy. Comes the way of Reinhardt. Reinhardt with the hand pass inboard. Potter. Umpires paid a free kick here, and it'll be another shot on goal for Sydney University. Looks like a free kick going the way of Jackson Potter.
Yeah, it'll be his second of the day too. Got one, I think, early in that
back in the first quarter.
So it might have even been, I think that was at the first major of the game for the Students, I think, from memory. So has a chance now. Jeez,
look at the goalposts.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we can get a wide shot of that. That's great work from the Bar TV crew to get that. Look at the way the posts are moving there. So Potter's got an extra challenge on his hands here, Ed.
Jackson Potter. The umpire's putting him on a little bit of an angle, but not as much of an angle as he might have thought. So Jackson Potter just outside the goal square. He's got goalposts moving. He'll want to keep this kick pretty low as he makes his approach. Jackson Potter looking for his second goal of the day to ice the game for the Students. No problems at all. The margin is out to 39 points, 16 goals so far for the Students, 16, 17, 113. The Demons are stuck on 11-8-74, and if it wasn't already over, I think it is now, Jono.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like the home final's going the way of the Students, which, you know, really, you don't like to play favourites, but the way the Students have played consistently across the season, they had that unbeaten streak. I think it was 7 games
to start the season.
Season, so... You know, they really need to put in these sort of performances after a disappointing 2017, which, you know, they went out in that prelim final against the Brisbane Lions, who then went on to win the NEAFL flag last year. So, yeah, they needed to lift a bit. So it looks the goods for the Students, and let's hope they can continue. But the Demons, they're a quality side. Don't worry about that as Potter moves it through the line, down towards centre-half forward. Worked beautifully from Damien Bonnie onto Davies. Davies taps it. The roar tells it all. Tristan Davies, another goal for the game and for the season. And that margin, well, 39 is it now?
I think it might even be out to 41 as we wait for the electronic scoreboard to tick over. Look, Tristan Davies been really impressive this afternoon. 3 goals so far, coming back into the side this week after a few weeks in the AFL Sydney Premier Division. He's kicked 51 goals in that league across 11 games, and he's brought that form here to the Neefle this afternoon. Canberra will be disappointed. They've struggled in final quarters the past couple of weeks. They were overrun by Sydney last week. They absolutely capitulated to Southport the week before to lose by 103 points. And now, Jono, that margin out, what are we? Out to 45 points.
Yeah, so it's really starting to get pretty ugly for the Demons, unfortunately, as it's tapped away from the middle. But the Demons, they're still trying, and you've got to be proud of that if you're supporting the Demons. Comes away for Barton, who does particularly well, juggles it nicely. Goes to Tagliabue, onto Potter, over the top to Bird, swings it nicely to Foster. Foster through the midfield, taps it towards forward 50, and beautifully marked from Reinhardt. Nice connectivity from the students there, Ed.
And Reinhardt and Davies have been a great combination in that forward line for Sydney Uni this afternoon. They've caused a lot of problems for the Canberra defenders, and they've led out to the ball well. They haven't given the defence the opportunity to come over the top and knock the ball away from them. We've seen good low passes to good leads from the Sydney Uni forwards.
So Reinhardt will move in, looking for another goal for his tally. Right foot kick on its way, a low trajectory kick that'll go to the left. Wynn may have played a role there, I think, Ed, in that last little stanza of the Sherrin.
Yeah, I think we can give him the excuse of the win there.
So the Demons, well, the wind has certainly played a role there. You saw it turn. Young to Stevenson, and Stevenson, well, you think that they'll go on to win the game, but, geez, I think that's a wasted opportunity for the students there, Ed.
Yeah, a lucky one, though. A poor kick in. Again, potentially affected by the wind. The skills haven't been the best this afternoon. It has been windy, so that has obviously played a part. As the Demons, with a better kick in this time, get it to Malign. Malign goes with a kick to the wing. It clears the pack. The students have the numbers at the back, and they should be able to gather, although the Demons get there to apply some pressure, and they earn a ball up between wing and half forward. We've played nearly 31 minutes in this match. It could be a longish quarter. We did have a bit of a delay, I suppose, with a few of those boundary throw-ins on the outer side earlier. We did see the previous quarter, the third quarter, go for nearly 37 minutes as Tagliabue wins another hit out down to Bartholomew's, and the students will run the ball away from the contest. A kick towards half forward. Highmore's in best position. The ball bounces away from him, and we'll get another boundary throw in near half forward for Sydney Uni.
47 points the margin, 31 minutes gone, so you'd think full-time siren isn't too far away. The boundary throw-in, as Ed said, will take place. Let's hope the wind doesn't play too much of a role here. Boundary umpire looks as though he's come in just a bit, maybe a couple of metres inside that paint. Contest is on for the footy. Nicely to Tagliabue, just tapped away nicely there to Day. He'll get it away to Bird. Bird just kicks it back in field. It'll go over the head of the Demons player, and it comes towards Young, but he can't quite contest it. Nice work from Paik. Gives it across beautifully there to Klemke. Under some pressure. Now it comes back to Martin. Swings it nicely to the Canberra Demons player in Baker. But the final siren sounds, and what a game of footy we've seen here this afternoon, Ed. Unfortunately for the Demons, the Sydney University students, just too good.
And with that win, depending on other results, we could see the students on top of the Neefle ladder at the end of this round. They've won 3 of their past 4. Unfortunately for Canberra, it's 3 losses in a row after that 8-game winning streak. Back to the drawing board now for the Canberra Demons. They will make the finals, but they'll want to have a win next week against Aspley to take a bit of momentum into the final series. The students meet the Thunder next week. I liked, from the students' perspective, Jono, I thought Damien Bonney had a good game today. Yep. Austin Lucy got involved. Jackson Potter was impressive. Adam Goulden as well. And as we mentioned, those 2 forwards, Davies and also Reinhardt having a big role, and Tagliabue setting it up a lot out of the ruck. Klemke tried hard for the Demons. I thought Collins had a bit of the ball, but really the standout for Canberra was Tom Fall with 5 goals, including 4 in the second half, and every single one of them will belong on some sort of highlights reel after the match today.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There were a number of players from both sides that really stepped up, but yeah, Tommy Fall was certainly impressive, kicking 5, and it was luck on some occasions, but just pure skill from Tommy Fall on others, so a really great game from him. I thought Tommy Young was pretty good for the students. Damien Bonney, I agree with you there. I thought Nick Foster was a player that really impressed me for the students. Played his role at different parts of the game, and Tagliabue copping that head knock. But we saw a lot of versatility from Sam Tagliabue today. Normally you just see him in the middle getting those clearances away, but today, he positioned himself well for a couple of goals, just the luck of the bounce, but that's footy. So a terrific game here between the Sydney University students and the Canberra Demons. Final score 17-19, 121 to the Canberra Demons, 11-8-74. So a 47-point winning margin to the students. They'll get the home final. It's been a great game of footy. We hope you've enjoyed it. My name's John O'Farr. On behalf of Eddie Williams and the Bar TV crew, we hope you've enjoyed the game. We hope we have your company next week for round 21 action in the NEAFL. Until then, it's goodbye from Blacktown International Sports Park.